All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful morning. We are back here for the second start of August, I guess, because we ended on Friday, but we had a lot of volatility on Friday. We went down. People were freaking out about data, jobs, and all of that, even a little bit of the earnings, but now you're up 0.5%, and nothing happened over the weekend. We're still in that cautious era. Data, jobs, we have a lot in store in terms of what we could hear, but data-wise, it's going to be a lot lower, and then we will see EU to suspend trade countermeasures on U.S. by 6 months. Well, there you go. That's further. I have a bunch of pretty pictures, too. One of them is the euro. But, Chad, we got a minute and a half. I have already gone over the plays, so we are about to get the ball rolling. Call out anything in terms of information. Please read the rules or you will get banned. Other than that, let's have a good one. If you need anything from me, let me know. And then, like I said, just not as much data. You do get some ISM later in the week, services, and then today I think durable goods, but nothing too dramatic. So get ready for all of it, Chattadooney. And I kind of need to go pee. I got a minute. You guys think I could pull it off? I think I might, bro. I think I might. No propaganda. Oh, man. Oh, I already went over the place, too. Okay, that's it. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to just yell at you from the bathroom. I think you'll hear me. God bless America, bro. It's a glorious day. You know that? I told y'all, bro. I like Mondays better than Fridays, bro. Mondays better than Fridays. I don't even know. Man. All right. I'm looking for my phone. I can't even find my phone out here, bro. That's it. I can't even tweet while I pee, bro. This is bullshit. I can't even be as productive on the toilet as I would like. And now I'm gonna miss the bell because I gotta urinate. But I love you. God bless America. They don't feel me, bro. Alright, it's gonna start at any minute, dog. Any second. Do you hear the flow or no? It's okay, you don't have to. Just stop, get a long term. Say 10%. Why are you overthinking it? It's 10%. Ding, 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 ding. Round one. Fight. All right, good timing. All right, so like I'm saying, though, just the way we gapped up this morning, you would think something happened over the weekend, but you didn't. So keep that in mind. Watch the bonds as well. Shout out to the long time. Again, MP and those other ones. That's what we got to look for. Jesus does love you, man. Amen. Amen. So I'm talking about Nvidia, Goldman on the high. All right. And then watch out for the China ones. U.S. could require 15,000 bonds for some tourist visa programs. Huh? Yeah, TMC. Remember we had that like CEO on Friday? And he was hyping it up. Well, they announced some like partnership thing, and yeah, they went up 12, so it's pretty big. Very, very surprising. Oh, Meta. Okay, let's see XLP and Staples. UNH coming up. We'll see where healthcare ends up with all of it. Remember, you got a couple of earnings still this week. It's not going to be as big, but you still got like another half of the companies over the next few weeks. I do think AMD and a couple of others these week will be getting the attention. Tesla falling. Apple on the high. Remember, Apple earnings was good on Friday. I thought it would be a lot better. Joby sold off the unit, or they bought one of the units. I forgot. It was either or, but they're moving up on that. Palantir's on the high. High ticker has a decent amount of names. Dude, NASDAQ's already up 1%. So right now at cash open, within 60 seconds, 120 seconds, SPY has already gone up 0.25%, and the NASDAQ pretty much almost doubled up. But everything is still green, no headline. You got China coming up now as well. So again, Baidu had a deal with Lyft. Yeah, Apple's, it's only up 1.4. Like I'm saying, I think their earnings were actually good. That's why I was like expecting a little more. So we will see. Baba. Right. What was that? So slow scroll. It was that Fig. The Yeah, so that one we still got to give it a little bit. Again, it's only been day 3, but I think it's coming back to where it was open now. So again, the volume was real, but I do think it was not real, but it was legit. But like I'm saying, the price was just extremely high. So now it's like kind of back to where it spent most of its trading during launch. There should be a watch list tonight, yes. I don't know if it'll be the video I made over the weekend. So either way, follow along and I'll let you know. VSAT, didn't they have something with Apple last week? Pinduoduo, they're starting to climb up. They're up 2. Damn. And then Figs on the low still. NEM, and then Boeing now. Shout out to Mr. Frizzle. SoFi and Hood. Yeah, they're down about 1%. Where's coin? And then gold is actually climbing up here too. Silver's held this high 30 range for several months now, man. Very, very wild. Russell is the lagger. I mean, on the day it is, but even in general, last week, I didn't realize it till I read it this morning, bro. Russell was down 4%. So that is a lot. Tesla to open Experience Center in New Delhi on August 11th. McDonald's and Katos on the high. And then KGC, that's a gold play. And then PBM as well. Oh, what was the other one? NB or whatever? I forgot about those. Oh, NA, that was the stablecoin one. And then where's Tyson? That was the chicken. Yeah, man. ANET on the high and Ford. Tyson, it's a little bit higher, but hasn't moved. There's Google now printing on the high ticker. So far, first 5 minutes, like I'm telling you, cash open 5 minutes, 1/4% higher, like even across the index level. So you are getting some juice right off this start. Again, you haven't had a headline. XLK, tech is up. Again, NASDAQ is the leader. SPY and the other stuff's catching up, but I was going to say almost double. But they're going too. Yeah, staples are up 0.5%. What is this? Wasn't this the Chinese stablecoin one? Oh, man. Domo? Palantir was moving around, but I don't have eyes on it. Yeah, it's up 3.5 right now. And then defense stocks are barely green. Whirlpool on the low. Boeing falls after 3,000 fighter jet workers go on strike. BKSY. Okay, another green. Every candle today has been green. Good morning. Yeah, figs. Again, it hit a new high on Friday and then came down a little. UNH in the red. Yeah, Spotify is killer, bro. Again, theirs was not. Remember, they reported a little bit earlier, did good, and then I was like in the middle, and then now they're just coming right back up. You know, it was a couple days ago. That one still trips me out. Qualcomm, remember, that was a post earnings from last week. They're going up. There's Apple now, too, and then Joby, 52-week high. Yeah, Humana. Again, Cigna 2, UNH on the low. Tesla's climbing. Another green right now. No, bonds aren't snitching, but if you've noticed, pre-market, bonds just went straight up, got a bid out of nowhere, and then right as we launched here in the morning, SPY just went straight green, and then bonds just went straight red. So I don't think there's anything there, and if you have been watching the watch list, like for a mini macro, just, again, market could do its thing until you get higher yields. So like we said, unless there's a new yield on the long end of the curve, the market could pretty much stay up. So we will see. Yeah, FIG options are open now. So after day 2, it has options. Oracle on the high. And then chips, SMH, Regen. Yeah, the premiums on figs aren't good. I'd wait a little bit. I mean, I'm waiting just in general for the whole damn stock, so. Patience, brother, patience. But that one, I think, you know, we might have to wait a couple weeks. That's what we did with Core Weave. Core Weave and the other one. Circle, we didn't have to wait as long, but we still got a nice hitter on it. Rug pull this week? No, maybe next week. I'm not really, I just know this week is slower. That's all. You just don't have as much data. Last couple weeks were pretty intense. August has everybody worried a little bit, but yeah, other than that, we'll see. But no, Gary, I've been saying even this morning, you need to be prepared for both sides, just up and down. So it's not like, again, I think a lot of people are certain about seasonality. Some are very certain on the upside, and it's just, you know, we got our nice little window here in either or, but don't put yourself in a position where you get clapped before you get the final end of the year move. Yeah, Baba, NVIDIA, DLR, and a couple of small caps. Now we got nuclear too. CCJ. Figs is dropping. Figs went down fast. Down 103 now. And then Microsoft, and you had Apple. So big tech is playing along. Microsoft's up 1.7. Apple's up 1.5, bro. They're all killing it. Microsoft, Google. Yeah, every single one of them, dude. So yeah, big tech is leading it. I don't know. We'll get you a checkup here in about 20 minutes. But first 10 minutes, dog. Yeah, this is a lot of good tech bid while bonds did the reverse of it. Oh, Reddit. I forgot about them. Yeah, dude. We have a play on that shit. I forgot, yeah. Oh, they came down. No way. Those will probably change in a second. Oh, there's the time. Yeah, they just got a wide spread, but yeah, they're coming back up. I forgot we were in those. They went as high as like 30 on Friday. But yeah, I like the Reddits. I'm gonna keep that one up. City and watch banks. Coin. Google too, man. Google was actually lagging, and now I just caught up with Microsoft and the other ones. NB, yeah, that was the one that Tyree brought up as part of the, we were talking about the mineral deal. Yeah. And then NA is the China one from this morning. Broadcom, you got 2 red candles finally. So let's see. Putin held phone call with Netanyahu. KSS, yes. It's popped, but not on that candle. It's up 3 on the day, but just hit a new high. Whirlpool below 80. I don't like it now that they cut the dividend. So I like the company itself, but I'd wait a little bit. And let your cash balance too. So whatever the specifics of a company, please make sure you guys are looking at your cash balance and operating off of a need of what your portfolio needs. So if you don't have a lot of cash, I don't think you should be having the conversation. But if you do, then you could look at that. But I think you would go for a little bit more quality than Whirlpool right now, because they just need the dust to settle after that earnings and dividend cut. I just saw MP go up. A line on the high. Yeah, and then UPS. I do UPS 85 too, so that's one there. They haven't cut their dividend, they're just at risk of it. And then we had the NVO talk last week. So again, I mean, I kind of lagged on the watch list, so it's like it gives you guys an opportunity to catch up. It's weird. Disney. When are we adding to the long term? I don't know. When I get a good deal. Like I said, it's either going to be in the next couple of weeks or it's probably going to be in the next couple of months. Other than that, I don't have a lot of cash, so. Biotechs? No. You don't, but yeah, okay, good. Those buy like a Abivi, Amgen, yeah, but you don't want biotechs in your portfolio that aren't like established like that for the long term. But if they have an established portfolio, I could get behind it. Okay, the Reddit's launched. still a good long term, you need to watch the watch list, brother. Okay, I'm not going to ban you, but the next guy's getting banned. Because the Whirlpool question was not on the watch list. That's why I answered it. But it did tie into everything else. So, yeah. Okay, there's 200 on your boy. I do like PayPal too. No, UPS is at risk of the dividend. Whirlpool just cut it on the last earnings. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. All right, I made Reddit free over 100%. I'm down. So yeah, we got free Reddits now. GG. On Grab, we had that talk last week. Is it China name? I'm not too into it. I like the other China ones, but I mean, y'all can do your thing. Just anything with China, don't you know, like right when we had max China, just I would not let your portfolio get over like 10% foreign exposure. Reddit free means I bought an option for, you know, let's say 20 cents, 20 bucks, and then the option went up to $40. So, and I bought more than one, and I sold more than one to get my initial investment back. So now I have all the money I spent, but now I have a free contract. Ethereum and Bitcoin. And then Wayfair on the low. Oh, yeah, RH. Dot was the other one. Didn't they already report? CLX could be one. I think you could do a little better, but they got a good portfolio. They're not bad, and then they've dropped again. Procter Gamble's getting down there too, but yeah, they look decent. Maybe some of you like Burt's Bees and Ranch. Again, PG was the one that's like really coming down that I like. But again, if you don't have a lot of cash and you guys see it, and even how August is playing out, I mean, just got to be patient, have an idea. And, you know, there's some names there, but I hope in the next few weeks we see whether or not we get any good deals. Snap, I think you could do better right now. At another time, it was great for the value, but now, I mean, again, you have Clorox at a 10-year low, for crying out loud. It's your 38th birthday? Oh, well, happy birthday, Jeremy. You made it. Now another year for the long term, I hope. I hope. Fig again. Hot dog. Is that Bowen? I saw some 2-letter ticker. It wasn't Bowen, but SPY's going. You've only had a couple of candles, 15 minutes now in the day. NASDAQ is up 1% from the open. Same, SPY even doubled up 0.5% as well. So in the first 15 minutes, you replicated the exact performance that you had on the gap up with nothing. So again, all you had was a lot of drama, BLS, everything on Friday, but that is not here today. And with the lack of any negative developments, you're climbing up pretty good. Remember, you still got some earnings here as well. Yeah, there's AM Diesel. Actually, what was the AMD we had? Oh, those are still up? Okay, we sold them for way more, but yeah. The AMDs came down from when we sold them, but they're still up. Blessed to see 34! Oh, another one. Y'all, you guys are really blessed, bro. Amen. Happy birthday. Life, bro. You have 2 trees. I hope you choose life. And every life, baby. Life. Good morning. And happy Monday and happy birthday. Life. It's Leo season. No, it's Jesus season. Go read your Bible. Thank you. Thank you. It's life season. LMT again. Now there's UNH. They were down earlier. Your birthday's on August. Isn't that tomorrow? Happy birthday. Oh, it's your mom's birthday? Tell mom's happy birthday. Hell yeah, take her out, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, man, what a good son. Hey, man. All right, man, still going up. UNH, YMM, that was the trucking one. They had a weird guide this morning. Oh, Walmart, don't they got earnings this week? Yes, sir. Boo. CL on the low. There's Reddit. Oh, are they on the 21st? Then I'm wrong. I had my other date thing on there. But Walmart's been, I saw 2. I've been saying it since last week. So I could be wrong on that one. You're 34 today too? You guys are twins. I love it. Good morning. Capital One. Yo, COF. R? It's only 30 cents, but that looked like it printed. And then Coca-Cola and CoreWeave. I feel like every IPO is on the low today right now. And then again, SPY good. I'm going to give you guys a checkup in 9 minutes. And we'll see the breakdown. But like I'm saying, man, cash open. It's all gone one way. Pizza is still up a lot though from when we bought it, so be careful, guys. So remember, if it's not up from where we got it, or if it's up from where we got it, I wouldn't buy it. So people didn't listen on NVO. That was the difference between 5-10% down and being down 50. So yeah, pizza is good, but remember, or it's coming down, but you're still at a decent margin higher than where we're at. Tech's on the high. I thought that would have been news. Carvana, KMX launch used certified pre-owned online sales. Carvana and CarMax, they partnered up. And then Microsoft and GE on the high. And DoorDash. DoorDash 52-week high. No shit. And then gold, and then app loving. It's weird. You had a couple of names running, but you got 4 minutes in a row of SPY coming down. Till the sun come down. Oklo. Yeah, nuclear was going up a little bit earlier, and then it chilled after that. Yeah, there's a little bit of rotation. This is what happened last week, and then we'll find out by like Tuesday and Thursday, but you got a little bit of it today. But it's now reversed. It's just back to tech, but then everybody actually went up. But then last week it was out of tech into value. Today it started with value, then tech kept going, and then it's kind of all of them for now, but tech is getting back some of what it gave up the last weeks. Walmart. Wally World. Let me see where Reddit's back up. Yeah, again, it hit 200 and the premiums went crazy. Okay, there's Fig at 99. You're gonna have to wait, dude. A long time. Because they have premiums today, but they're just stupid. One of them came down finally, but it's still not. It's not worth it. It's nothing like CoreWeave or the other one yet. Yeah, you got too much premium. That was the whole issue with Fig from day one. I was talking just too much premium. You got to let it burn for a couple of days or weeks, and then we'll see. And I'm cool with missing out on it. So if you don't want to wait or you got too much FOMO, do whatever you want. But yeah. UNH back to 240. Wasn't that 229 this morning? Ay, ay, ay. Deer. Then Microsoft, so see if tech does the wave. That'll be it. It seems like tech, Big 7 goes in waves and then it chills. And then other names are push and pull, little bit of software, and then it goes back to Max 7. And that's until we get a headline, bro. Just remember, like last week was all that volatility, a little bit at the end, the freak out on Friday. But from the morning in the weekend, it's been mad quiet. UNH has just been the, it was like earnings didn't go good, then another update on the investigations, and then all of healthcare. There's only a couple of healthcare people who did good at the end of the season. It was Humana, Elevance, and Cigna. So the ones that kind of struggled prior, that guided down first, they're recovering first, and then healthcare slow just in general. And then that kind of all compounded, mixed in with big tech earnings doing good. That's the part I don't think a lot of people are talking about, is that you just had all of this, big tech killed it, a lot of companies did good, and then, you know, majority of healthcare, especially UNH, is underperforming or being investigated. So, you know, people are moving the money back because, like we said, I don't think UNH is going anywhere. It's a solid-ass company. It's too big to fail, but it just might not go anywhere for a couple years or a couple months at bare minimum. AEO, American Eagle. I don't know. I haven't heard much about the hype plays, but yeah, there you go, 9%. Hi! Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, you're still holding the balance, very solid. And Fig's on the low again, big volume and literally, what? I think we're talking, yeah, 5% on an American Eagle candle, bro. So yeah, that's 5% of one. That's a trigger. Whether you like it or not. I don't know why. Again, we already have free plays on those, so they died a little bit, but whatever you have remaining should be free. Trump is talking about him? No. That'd be crazy. I like the jeans. I say good jeans. Is that offensive? Wow. Why? It's just clothing. It's like the marketers get paid to rage bait you, to get attention. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? We got, I think, is it like industrial production or something? We got some data, but it's not that important. But yeah, you do have something today. Very, very minimal. All right, and then it's going to be top of the hour. I'll get you a checkup. But yeah, factory orders. That's what's going to come out here right on the dot. Expected to be -6. Oh, shit. Yeah, excluding transportation, 0.1. But that's your only data for the day today. Yeah, all the AEO premiums just came back right away. Hi. Google going up too. Again, that's why I want the checkup, man. I want to see it. Trump, Sydney Sweeney, a registered Republican, has the hottest ad out there. Holy shit. It is a Trump Sydney Sweeney quote. Bro, I love August. You know that? I've loved it. I loved Friday, bro. I'm like, wait, what just happened? Wait, what? That's really the real? Oh, man, I love this shit, dude. Are you kidding me? Yeah, no, you are in fact correct. It was a Donald Trump comment on Sydney Sweeney. Yeah, that's it. Okay, factory orders. -4.8 versus -4.8. So it came in bad, came in line. See, Bond should catch a bit off of that, but that was expected. So let's see. Then you got Dominion, all of that. Don't forget about your boy oil or the dollar or gold. So that's going to be part of it. I love it, bro. Dude, what are we going to get by the end of this month, man? You know that? Oh, dude. This is great. This is great. Shout out to Law Term. No, I did not see the video. I was sharing with the chat on Friday that I just learned that she could talk. I didn't know she even said words up until last week. So, you know, I had to go investigate myself. Very awkward explaining this to my girlfriend. But, you know, she understood. She said the same thing. Affirm. ZS. All right, High Ticker's fully gassed now, bro. So, yeah. You just went from a little bit, like what? You could count every red candle today? Expected move for UNH 46 days is $22 or 22%. That's not a lot, but if it's $22. But that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's just going to go anywhere, bro. Like, that's the risk. You know, if they find out that the investigation is a dud and then they get good news, it'll do good, but we had a nice comprehensive talk last week about this stock literally going nowhere and what that would mean for building your portfolio. You know, and I know some of you think I'm a dickhead, but at the end of the day, some of the standards that I want to raise in here, I want you guys to truly think for 10 years. Enough of the games, enough talking about it. Let's live it. And you have to live it in terms of how you think and move and operate and act and the questions and the diligence, all of it. So, you know, UNH, you got to really think about your portfolio. And I say this where you could buy it today, you could buy it whenever you want. Maybe you wait, but you got to really think for 10 years. You got to think of how, you know, both recovery, lack of recovery, or dead money, how is that going to play out for your goals? You have to figure that out. And you have to really think about it and really be legitimate in your 10-year assessment. And you'll make a good choice on it. I'm not worried about that. Like I said, We talked about it a lot. We're not worried about UNH. We're worried about the time. And, you know, I think it's good. Everywhere right now, healthcare is like, what's an item that's very popular? What was an item that was very expensive during the pandemic that you could get for normal or cheap now? I don't know. A Lamborghini Urus? Is that too niche? But I don't know if that applies. But the whole point is, like, right now, bro, healthcare is the cheapest in the world in terms of any stock industry. Like, hell, you could get a deal anywhere on healthcare right now. Why? Because you're gonna have to wait. If you're not fully involved in the game right now, anybody knows healthcare at minimum you got a 1 year wait. So you're gonna buy some shit from healthcare, you may not get a gain for 1 year. You better hope that dividend is reliable, because that's it. Otherwise, 26, even then, end of 26 really, but 27, 28, then we could talk about it. But right now, if you're willing to ignore time and you value a deal more, then yeah, healthcare is calling your name. So that's why I would have taken it if I didn't have no cash. But I already have. Again, that's why we bought Humana early. And that's why Humana, you know, we bought the dip. It's kind of been more stable, as ironic as that may sound. But, you know, you got to make your mind up. But if you have a lot of cash or not, that could help you. But you got to think time. And if you want value more than anything, take it. If you are concerned about the time relative to the value, then you don't have a lot of cash, I think you could wait. Because you're getting the same risk-free rate as almost what most of these would provide. Good morning. What up, Mr. Garcia? Yeah, APLD, didn't they have something on Friday? That sounds familiar. Yeah, APLD, 20-cent pop. That's moving up to a new high. eBay woke up. Again, they had good earnings. UNH moving. And then NVIDIA, SPY at the high, and it is 7. Top of the hour, we just got our data, too. BMNR. Where is it? Yeah, AEO, literally a Trump comment. It's comical. Tesla, charter on the low. High still going, though. You got more things gassing than not. All right, you ready for this? Dow Jones, 25 green, 5 in the red. Only thing red on the Dow is practically energy. So, yeah, 25 green, 5 in the red on the Nasdaq. That's killing it. NASDAQ, 100, 88 green, 12 in the red. Killing it. And then SPY, it's all of its energy. SPY, 419 green, 84. This is just a bounce, bro. Like I'm saying, there's no headline. There wasn't anything positive. You had the freak out last week with everything going on. But, yeah, dude, you're up 1.5 right now with like 80, 90% of everything green. Probably because it was just so red on Friday. Remember, that was your worst day since like May, some assets since December. You had a history lesson. It was about the 1933 gold recall. Ooh. Yeah, man. You remember the treasury notes? So, yeah, bro. It's always fascinating. And it's history, too, man. You know, above all else, even then, knowing what occurred is always good, even if it may not speak to the future. But, you know, I love knowing the leaves that are a part of the tree. Yeah, the EU suspension was in the morning. That kind of gave us the lift. If you really think about it, that was maybe your first set of headlines, but you were already up without it. Okay, high ticker. But I do think, even though you have 90% of the market up, I do think the Mag 7 effect is pretty pervasive. Yeah, Reddit's killing it. We made it free, though, already right at the 200 hit. But remember, that was a little higher. That 200 to like 204, 207. That is the next level on the upside. Disney. CSX. Oh, remember they had that rumored stuff too? And then you had the other buyouts last week. Qubit's on the high. That's been on the high. Green to red today. I don't know, unless you have bad news. So I think you'll hold the green, although we did it for no reason. Unless there's like a shakeup, Trump says something. Because remember, Friday was weird, bro. Friday you had the Fed resignation, the BLS, the Russian subs, more nuclear headlines after the bell, and then we heard nothing. And then now you're getting all this. So unless if he comes out and starts talking smack, or we get another negative development, I do think Congress is in recess, so that could limit some stuff. But yeah, Futu, decent pop. It's already up 5. I don't know where the other China names are. But yeah, so unless he comes out and says something, you're not going to have data. This week is a lot slower in terms of economic data. You are still going to get earnings, but really policy, Fed, BLS stuff, unless we get any of that, then I think we'll be chilling. But if we get volatility, I mean, all of this could change. Remember, last week was really weird. Just the move, not weird, but not as typical as what we saw the last couple months, and how it opened, how it would move in the morning, and then there was 50% of the S&P reporting. So all of that kind of factored in. Nah, 3-6 month auctions don't really matter. Short end of the curve is really, the Fed is there. So it doesn't have the same impact of like demand and impact on the longer end of the yields. Short end is more dictated by the Fed. $13 million. Yeah, for an hour. It's a little bit, it's above average. And it's green. As I was saying, last week the volume picked up on the downside. So let's see though, but the next couple weeks we'll find out. The August slowdown is coming. I mean, if you believe in seasonality, yes, but it's like 60%. August has been negative. So it just all depends. Like I'm saying, I'm ready for both. I hope you are. I see the melt up mode. I have my bond signal. We're going to be watching these earnings and everything else. But then at the same time, we have gone up a tremendous amount for a tremendous amount of time. So, and then seasonality and then the Fed. But in a weird way, I think it's about the data. And that's what Friday showed us. It had the drama of credibility. But yeah, so that data and kind of how it plays out the next couple of weeks, I think we could go either way. And that's the thing, is that if seasonality doesn't materialize, August isn't slow, the data is better than expected, I think there's a case to go up. I think there's a case to melt up. But then again, there's also a case where you've already melted up already. So yeah, and then you have the China and data. So head on a swivel. That's why I keep giving you guys these dates and then the windows. So between now and September 13th, that will pretty much confirm it all and give us an idea of what we're going to expect. Australia aims to conclude contract with Mitsubishi Heavy Industries. ACAM on the high. Futu tweaking. Damn, Baba's on the low. Baba sold off 2%. Yeah, last week on Friday, they were talking about deploying nuclear subs to Russia. Oracle. SMB. All. That's crazy, bro. It's very green for this early. It's been 35 minutes, 45 minutes, Chad. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. I haven't looked at the equal weight or anything yet. Let's pull it out. We'll see where we're out. USO 6307. That's a nice little level. Should sound familiar to some of you. That's why maybe this bounce just reeks if we could go anywhere, up or down. Again, Friday was crazy, and then that gap down, and even this gap down with how quiet it is. Yeah, but EcoWay's doing good. Everything is up, granted, more so than not. Energy, that's the one. So if it has an energy link, it's just not doing hot this morning. Oil is down too, but that's bullish. And we'll check crypto, and then we'll check the yen. Yeah, crypto came down a little bit. And then the yen. Oh, yen is up a lot. Yeah, that trailed. Is there a reason or level on the VIX? No. If the VIX goes up and it says volatility, I'll pay attention to it, but I never look for it to hit something. I guess the only time we'd ever look for the VIX is if it's above 40. Above 40 is extreme fear, and then here's just a fun fact that I've shared with people. And if you understand this fun fact, it saved you at times. And just long story short, the Fed has only done an emergency cut with the VIX above 40. So that's the only time I'd ever look for the VIX. Otherwise, I view the VIX as a gauge. You know, you go through your checks. You know, like a doctor takes your BPM and your blood pressure and all of that when you go into the room. It's kind of what the VIX is, but it doesn't necessarily. It could be high, low. It could say something, but I'm not monitoring it in that sense. At what price would I add BABA to the long term? Chad, please help your brother at what price would I add BABA to the long term? So I'm gonna phone a friend. I'm gonna phone a friend. I'm gonna call my friend Chad, good friend of mine. I've known him since 2019, some before. He knows these long-term topics. Let's give him a call, Regis. Let's give Chad a call. Let's see what he says. Okay, he says lower than my current entry. A new low, okay. Let's see. $60 or $70. Lower. Small goodnesses. I don't know. He knows this topic really well. Yes, I watch his stream every day. Yes, for 5 years. He says below the price, but I don't know if this is a trick question or if it's an easy question. Okay, he said below the entry. I'm gonna go with, I think that's it. I've heard a lot of Chad say it. We're gonna go with below the entry price. Anywhere cheaper than where we previously bought it to add. That's correct? Okay, we did it. Okay, thank you. I've never heard that sound effect in like 30 years. I don't know, 40 maybe, now that I think about it. Wow, it's amazing. But yeah, below where I bought it. I don't, until we get to an environment where there's no such thing as value, we're going to buy it below. I don't have a huge portion. I keep it below 10. That's all. But just in a world, let me bring up NVO, guys. You know, it's just, I like it when stocks go up. I think and again, our long term is still good. We're still outperforming the world. You know that, right? Even with you know that, right? Let me make it clear. We are outperforming the world by double still to this day. But that being said, just remember, when you buy it higher, I know you want to add more. I know you guys want things, but just prices could fluctuate a lot. And like, it's just the difference between being down or not. And like I'm saying, you got Pepsi at the lows, you got Clorox, Conagra, Helen, all the names we've gone over. So until those names disappear and I can't buy good quality, you know, even NVO is a great quality name, especially if that dividend hits a certain yield. We don't want to buy higher, you know, and I get it. Some of you guys want to average up and you wish you got more. That's a risk you're going to take if you want. But remember, we're thinking for 10 years minimum. Someone asked me about Bitcoin. I just said, I think I'm gonna buy Bitcoin at a way better deal in the next decade. That's what I truly believe. So in the meantime, I'm going to buy this stuff right now that's cheap on the decade, and then we'll see where the other stuff is. But, you know, Bob is good. It's up there, but, like, we bought it in, like, the 70s and 80s. So, unfortunately, if you buy here, even though it looks good, and you come down to my entry, let me tell you this plainly. You will be down 50%. Do you guys understand that? That's crazy. That's why I don't like it. I love giving you guys plays. I love putting you on, and I love watching you make money. But that's what's so crazy about this game is that you could do the exact same thing that I do, but if you do it at a different time, you could be down 50%. That's crazy. You could lose half of your money, and that means you're going to have to wait for half of your money. Yeah, Meta and MSTR, both of them are popping. So, although it's not sexy, it requires patience, and sometimes it'd be like, why would I wait for it to come down? You know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking safety. I'm thinking value. So if there's good value out there in the world, bro, Trump deleted the Sweeney post? No, he deleted it! Dog, this world gets crazier and crazier every day. Do you know that? I love it. I love it. Okay, I sold my AEOs, the free ones. Remember, we hit that big in the beginning on the first day. I just had these free ones. They're back a little bit above breaky. I'm just taking the money. It's all the profit. Liz Warren on CNBC? Well, I need to get a carbo, so I'm down. I love fucking Liz Warren. That sounded odd.
The federal,
never mind.
State level, at the town level, can look at, here's where we've been, here's the direction it looks like the economy's going. Understand, Bureau of Labor Statistics does not interpret the data. They just report the numbers. You figure out what to do with it. And every business in America that's trying to figure out, where do I want to go next? What do I think the trends look like? This is what businesses do. They're in the prediction business.
Now, there are some who are
numbers.
Yeah, there are some who are frustrated with the data collection methods and feel that they perhaps need to be updated. You're still calling people on the phone. Obviously, many people don't answer their phone any longer for that kind of a survey. And that may be why we get more revisions, because ultimately they do return the calls, but it takes them quite a while.
Takes a while. Improve data collection, but don't call it rigged. Because this is like taking value that the United States has literally spent decades and decades and decades building up, and Donald Trump just strikes a match and sets it on fire. He tells the entire world, don't trust data coming out of the United States. Lord, is that
Do you have
expensive.
any expectation there's something you and the Congress can do about it?
Well, this is our problem.
I mean, obviously
all
you're in the
along.
minority party, but
Well, we have Republicans, in theory, they could just stand up to him, but I say in theory. It's the most spineless bunch of people I've ever seen. Even something that so clearly will hurt their home states, will hurt businesses in their home states, and I don't hear a peep from them saying, back off, we need independent data collection. This woman who has served under Democrats and Republicans, shoot, Marco Rubio, J.D. Vance voted for her when she was confirmed. Very apolitical position. Where are those Republicans
what about the business
up?
community? Are you surprised? Now, it's early, but we haven't heard of perhaps resounding concern. Roger Altman, obviously, chairman of Evercore, saying some things just now, but are you surprised there's been perhaps a lack of concern expressed there in the last couple of days?
You know, I'm going to say it slightly differently. I'm worried about what it means. why would people not respond? Why would business leaders who use those data and know how important those data are, why would they not speak out? How much has much of the business community decided, I'll keep my head down? No matter what's, let him fire at somebody else. I mean, he just lopped off the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Who does he want to go after next? He goes after individual businesses. He goes after people in the government. This is, the would-be king who thinks that he can destroy anyone and destroy their businesses. So let somebody else speak out about how bad this is. I think that's very disturbing.
What has that meant for just morale in the Senate right now? There's a piece in the New York Times today about who still has the stomach to be a U.S. senator in this current environment. I mean, what does that mean for being effective as a legislature?
Who wants to make all the rules
I keep looking over at the
and get a bunch
Republicans.
of
Keep in mind,
power
in the
and
United
never
States
get in
Senate,
trouble
4
for
Republicans,
lying
that's all it would take.
to everybody?
4 Republicans
Oh,
could
such
say
a tough job.
on some of these terrible
Oh,
appointments,
then you'll
on
buy
this
a bunch of
terrible
uranium
tax and
before
spend
everybody.
bill that says
'Cause
cut
you know,
17 million people off
my
their
name's
health care so you
Elizabeth.
can give
I wanted a
tax
rate
cuts
cut
to
6 months
billionaires.
ago.
4
Now,
Republicans could
I
have put a
just
stop
want
to
to
that.
talk to you.
And instead, I don't think of it so much as who has the stomach. I think who has the spine to get out there and represent the people
Who has the
voted
spine?
for you.
Exactly.
And it's pretty clear right now.
Not
it
one
is
that
not the
bends and
Republicans
shifts every
in
6
Congress.
months.
Well, then
Elizabeth.
who's the leadership from the Democratic
right?
side that you think?
No?
All
Oh,
47
oh,
of us.
never mind. Oh,
All 47
It's
of
not
us in the
working.
United States.
thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, excuse me. So now, I have to show you.
Do
my
you
favorite
regret
clip.
saying that President Biden had a mental
favorite.
acuity? He had a sharpness. Do you regret saying that President Biden had a
Same
mental
lady.
acuity? He had a sharpness to him. You said that up until July of last year.
I said what I believe to be true.
And you think he was as sharp as you?
She laughs.
I said I had not seen decline.
That's what she does in private. She does that little laugh.
And I
when
hadn't
when she
at that
rewatches
point.
her
You did
shit.
not see any decline from 2024 Joe Biden to 2021 Joe Biden?
Not when I said
Who wants
that.
to be a senator?
You know, the thing is, he was sharp. He was on his feet. I saw him live event. I had meetings with him a couple of times.
Senator, on his feet is not praise. He can speak in sentences is
She's a
not
real human,
praise.
bro. She
Fair
knows.
enough. Fair enough.
That's why I don't like
Do
her.
you regret saying that?
That's why I really don't like her, because she knows, bro. She's not. She's just lying through her teeth all the damn time. I know, bro. Y'all keep talking about Sydney Sweeney. That's who gets the Oscar. Give me Elizabeth Warren. Put her in the movies, bro. Are you serious, man? She got people believing. She got them. Oh, my goodness. Oh, it's so tough being a senator. Do you know what it's like knowing everything? Do you know what it's like not feeling the consequences of what I do? Do you know what this is like? Oh my God, you guys have no idea. This is disturbing. It's so disturbing. Oh my gosh. I don't believe her. I can't accept it. No. That's the problem, like I've been saying. Spectrum of thought. Although the conversation about credibility and Donald Trump, I think it's important. I had it last week. I even have a video on it. That's important, but not that framing of it. I don't accept that framing. Because with that framing and that spectrum of thought, you're viewing it as if it's it's bullshit, dude. But yeah, I think we're in a credibility crisis for the last decade. And it starts with Joe Biden and Elizabeth Warren and Trump. And it goes on through. It didn't just come out of nowhere. So, yeah, that's how I feel. She could be next to Denzel in Training Day. No, but like, she give me that vibe though, right? Like, not only the excellent acting, she kind of remind me of Denzel in Training Day. As weird as that may sound, bro. That's what they don't feel me, bro. They don't feel me. Yeah, Google, Apple, all of them, man. And then Figs back below 100. Again, they opened at what, 80, 85? Yes, bro. I think if you push Elizabeth Warren to the right scenario, she's like, King Kong ain't got nothing on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could see it after seeing her break character in her other podcast. That's why I was like, oh, okay, hold on. You know what I'm saying? She's like, who with me? Who gonna save the people? And then they all look at her and they're like, wait a minute. I'm like, nah, it's possible. Yeah, man, all big tech is killing it right now. Now you got Apple, and then all the IPO's not good. Boeing's been down all day today and been going. That was on Twitter. I don't even know. I saw it a while ago, and I just go on Twitter and search Elizabeth Warren Biden. That's all. That was a couple months ago. She had that. And then she has not done a long-form interview since. I wonder why. I wonder why. Oh, he reposted it without the spelling mistake? Oh, I was like, oh shit, is he backing out? But yeah, my plays came back. I just took the profit. They expire soon. ON and, oh, Fig too. I thought it was ON. That's crazy, bro. Down 21% in an hour. But yeah, this is IPOs on literally... That's a joke. So you did over 100 million volume on the way up, and then you're down 20% on a fraction of it, 15. German bond yields are up. Let's see. And then, dude, the euro. I have pretty pictures. I'll just put them on the watch list. But yeah, euro, man. And that European deal last week was big. So, and then keep eyes out for the dollar. Some people were saying that the surprise of last month was the dollar. Just the fact that it kind of like went up after the weakening. Yeah, I don't think Figma's bad. It's not a long term because it's an IPO, but we'll find a way to play it if it goes lower. But the problem was the premium. So I like the company. If it keeps a premium, I'll just never play it. But, you know, if it could come down and we could get a more fair price, I think it's a good opportunity. But at the crazy 200% and shit, it's not there. CoreWeave did it for like a month. That's what I'm saying, bro. We waited a month on CoreWeave and had one of the best trades of the year. Literally, you had the craziness. It dropped for like a month, and then just wait for the breakout. It's just all you got to do. It's hard, though, with emotions. If you're like, I need it now. It's going to run. It's not going to come down. It's going to come down. It's too much. Too much, Habibi. Even the Elizabeth Warren training day. It's only funny because I know you could visualize it. It's only funny because it's a little bit truthful. And you're like, all right, maybe. It just Trump in 6 months, energy and taxes tremendously. Elizabeth Warren on CNBC said costs have gone up. She's angry that I blew up her terrible presidential camp. Damn, bro. Everybody just ripping Elizabeth now this morning. She just gets up on TV. I start going off. Now Trump. I'm sorry, Elizabeth. You know, Elizabeth, we need to slow it down, Elizabeth. I'm sorry. Okay? Just start telling the truth, Elizabeth. No, I'm still talking shit. My bad. My bad. That's it. But yeah, Trump just posted on Elizabeth Warren as well. Hey, nah, bro. Keep doing what you doing, bro. You know that? Because that... You know how many times I think about the 300? What is your profession? My favorite line, bro. See? I told you I brought more soldiers than you. Hey, man. Verb. That one was going up from the morning. I don't know what it is. Japan set to land Australian frigate in first warship export deal. Amazon. Flushing. It looks way worse on the low ticker. It sucks that all these stocks have like 5 different ETFs attached to them. Because that's why, like, you see what I'm saying? When it prints, these are like 4 different companies just showing the one company dropping. So that's why it looks aggressive. Where is it? See Apple and Google if they keep going up, and then let's take a look at Staples. Yeah, Staples stay pinned, but just holding barely green. They're not actually that good though, because look, any little volatility today, that thing will go down. So Amazon is dropping. That's like the only big tech I see in the red right now. And there's Circle still alongside all the other IPOs. TMC came down. Hormel, we talked about it a little last week. I like them. I think you could get other brands, but that's kind of in the Conagra. I think Pepsi's better, but yeah, we had that talk. Hormel. Snowflake on the high. No, I want to see Staples. And then remember, there's still earnings this week. And then you're going to have a couple of weeks of like mid-sized, small earnings and then NVIDIA. So just keep that in mind. Walmart's still going up. I'm surprised that's not lifting up Staples a little more. Healthcare is a little weak, so watch out. Healthcare is kind of slipping right now. I just had a couple of both healthcare and certain drug makers. Google's killing it, bro. Where is Pepsi? Pepsi's back to 139. Remember, it got to the 140s actually. So watch out. That thing's either gonna fill the gap or not. But that comes down low enough, bro. I'm still a big fan of that. Symbiotic, SYM. Whoa. What's going on here? I think we read something in the morning, but that's launching vertical. Not like news vertical, but all day. But now it's up 8 with volume at the high. Symbiotic, that's medical. Oil and gold, just going to be related to policy in the Fed. And then a little bit of the dollar. So I think low oil is good. High gold means something's going on with rates in the dollar and the Fed. But they're going to be interesting. I think those are, add crypto in there. Those are the top assets this year. I like McDonald's, but McDonald's is too expensive. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Mickey D's. The other like food, or Chipotle is the only one with value, but they're still up there. I prefer McDonald's over Chipotle. You could get a better deal on Chipotle right now. Otherwise, if you want like value growth, Sweet Greens, but I still think that's overvalued, even at $12. I would pick up Sweet Greens at $9. But other than that, yeah, I don't know. Food service is different, but like food, like Conagra, producer rather than like service. I like Conagra and then mainly Pepsi. I love me. If you give me a batter, man, that's the only thing I look forward to in a recession. Is that like if there is a recession and McDonald's gets cut in half, bro, I would love to buy McDonald's at half off. Kava, I've learned to respect Kava after I tried their food. So before I went there, I thought you guys were jackasses all buying it and eating it. It's losing a little popularity. I still think the stock is shit, but I think they have a better food brand. I like what they provide, but I don't like the value. Like I'm saying, kind of like Sweet Greens. Like I told you, after going over McDonald's and CMG, I said Sweet Greens, I like it, man. If you want a growth name, but I said even at $12, $40, it doesn't matter. I need this thing at like $9 or lower. So I respect Kava, I really do, but I don't think I would. I'm gonna buy it at $80. Even then, I won't even touch Sweet Greens at 12, because that's part of it. Sweet Greens and Kava, they're part of this like new generation of these like companies that are getting popularity in the restaurant biz, but they're a lot of debt, a lot less profits. They have a long way to go, and they need a lot of growth. Yeah, Apple finally. Remember I told you, bro, I wanted them. So, yeah, but I'll just wait. Patience. you're being honest. How is it too expensive if McDonald's is not at an all-time and the lowest was 200? What are you saying? I just think we have a different definition. That's all. So just look over it. You'll go through it and see. But like I've been saying to people, just pull out like a 20-year chart. It'll help you. You know, you could see where it's at. So the lowest in my mind is $30, not $200, right? In the 5 years, it's been $200. But even at the start of this decade, it was $180. Even, let me put it, last time we were on it to buy it, it was $245. Or again, no, it was at $220. So, and then during the recession, it went down to $120. The last recession, it was at $46. So it's a great company, and it's up there. Maybe down or a little bit on the year, but like I'm saying, you know, you're just buying. You know, let me put it this way: how many people tell you that when you buy real estate, you're buying a boomer's house that they bought for paper clips, right? And I hear that so much, and I see people use it to darken imaginations of young guys owning property. So young people, you're all going to own a property. Don't believe these people, young and old. You will, brother. Okay? Think big and always believe, okay? Always, always, always. So now let me ask you this. What about the boomer stocks that they bought for a paperclip? I know. So do you know how many boomers bought McDonald's for like $1? Literally because they were a boomer and that's all they were eating? And then they worked there? And then the amount of assistants at Microsoft that became millionaires just because they got shares? You understand? How you guys don't think that's weird? That everybody in the world has complained about boomers buying houses for dirt cheap and we all need to live in a house, but none of us need to live in a stock, and we've all ignored it that the boomers bought them at par value? Okay. Do you see what I'm saying? So you may not have premium for today, but you're buying a boomer's bag at these 20-year prices. I buy it when they give up on it and it's still a good company. I buy real estate when boomers hand it to me. You realize that, right? So yeah, that's that premium I see. I hope you see it too. But until then, at the right price, right value, if it's good enough quality, there's a reason they won't let it go. And that's why we got to find the middle ground. But other than that, I just, you know, I've used McDonald's as many examples of if you just bought $1,000 in 1970, you would be worth over like $5 or $10 million, making, you know, a couple $100,000 a year in just dividends off of your $1,000. But then again, that's somebody, that means you're monetizing it somewhere there. I still think it's worth it, and I think McDonald's is going to be around, but I want something a little bit lower. But yeah, that's how I think again. And I love stocks, but and I love real estate. And like I'm saying, bro, I just keep hearing the real estate complaints, but think about it in stocks, bro. If you believe that, hear me out, if you believe that houses are unaffordable and that the boomers fucked it up for you, then my brother, what do you think about stocks? Because do you realize stocks were cheaper? Stocks were easier to get, and they bought them for pennies, selling some of them to you for thousands of dollars. I own shit that I bought for dollars that is worth thousands, and not in talking about my Bitcoin. You don't think that's crazy? So think about it, and you want to focus and call out the wealth disparity and say it's been, I ain't heard one person say it's impossible to own a stock. Yeah, what do you, how many of them have Apple? How many of them have McDonald's at dollars? Microsoft, how many? And you think you're getting scammed out of real estate? Huh. Interesting. When the thing, I need to make that video, but because you watched me do a live, but I start with my losers, I start with taxes, and then after that we go from there. How the tables turn. You understand the save and prepare? You read the Smart Intelligent Investor? You're right? I think so. It just goes a long way, bro. And just diligence and wisdom, like we talked about last week, man. I want you guys to be wise. Don't talk about it. Live it. You know, think through. Plan, have multiple situations, and if you are on a 10-year time frame, really treat it like that. And if you live in that, bro, you're going to be fine. Balance, diversification, all of it. Okay, you are coming down. It was 10:30. So 15 minutes till the top of the hour. The mentality is you don't need to save 5-10 years. Oh yeah, whatever it may be, but it's still the same exact thing. And then what happens when you buy less of something? You get charged more of a premium. Everybody knows that, from drug dealers down to fucking buying anything in bulk. So think about it. Why are so many young people willing to buy somebody's 100,000% gain on equity by the fraction, but then they get offended at buying a house and then think they never can? Wild. So yeah, just don't forget the stock market's existed. And people have been buying it too. And that's why, like, unfortunately, some of the stock market was used to even catch up. I used it in my life. I was born into an immigrant family, and we used that mixed in with real estate. You know, it helped you at good enough prices, but it's a logical fallacy and a thought spectrum that I don't see people touching on. And ironically enough, if you open up the door to boomers buying real estate, stocks is staring right at you in the face. So they didn't do just one. Ask Pocahontas the real question. Bro, Trump, let me get Elizabeth Warren on live. Make her have to do a live interview. I don't think you're allowed to, but still. Amen. Amen. INV NVIDIA speculation. All right, well, if it's cheap and we're early enough, that's all you might need, bro. That's it. It's already up 19%. Doesn't have like crazy premium, so yeah, it just depends on how legit it is. Remember, that's what I was saying with like Invitas. Oh, it's halted? Damn. Yeah, they had a press release they were trying to pump shit last week. Yeah, they had a partnership with Equinix, and they did a pump on there. So now they're going to do NVIDIA, and then it's halted. I don't know if that one's going to be as good, but it'll get some juice. I don't think it's going to be a Navitas. I like Fig. I just don't like I didn't like the premium from day one. So you might have to wait like a couple weeks or a couple months, but just like UNH. Like, you guys don't remember when UNH first dropped? I had to ban everybody. Motherfuckers wouldn't show up. They start cracking jokes every time it go up. Ha 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 ha. You don't remember all that? And then day after day after day, before you know it, everybody goes shh. That's gonna happen with Figs. Hype, premium, you know what I'm saying? I like the company though. I think Figs is great. So I'm not a hater. I'm a hater of the premium. I'm a hater of the hype. So, like I'm saying, just let it go through, let it die down a little bit, and then get real price discovery with real volume, you know? And then we'll attack. But for now, it's too much. I don't know what it is, but that's all. And no hate, I'm not even mad. I'm just telling you how it looks, and I want you guys to observe it, because you guys go through it with me. Like I'm saying, as everyone's harassing me about UNH, you were right there with me, right? So you're seeing it. Yeah, UNH is an easy buy if you know your time frame. That's what I'm saying. Stop leaving out part of the situation. You know, like, everybody is just, you're close, but the propaganda just misses one critical piece. TD, Toronto Dominion, big volume and running. It's not at the 3% trigger yet, but it's looking like something's developing right now. Net Perplexity is modifying their user agents. Something on Net. would I do AI picks with AI? No, dude. Let me put it this way. When you're in the lead, you don't go backwards. So I've been saying it. This is not a joke. I've even gave you guys a 8-month jump on the next development of AI in November last year. But I truly believe there's an advantage for those who know how to be better than AI and not rely on it. So I would never, especially when it comes to stocks. I think even my results as of late, I think as more people use AI, it's going to be good. So, but no, I wouldn't go backwards, sir. I use AI. I use it. It's my servant, but I don't use it to think. I use it to do stuff. That's the problem. So we've had this talk a couple of times. Some people get offended. I'm just trying to help people. And for some of you who are into tech and you really care about the future and you want to advance, that's what I'm saying. I don't want you to fall for the same traps because the gap is widening. And I think I took advantage of a gap, and I'm widening out the lead between, systems and services. And if you understand it, but that's why. And I've tried to help you guys with it, and some of you have. But yeah, just be careful, dude. I've seen it more. I've been highlighting it, but some people have gotten bothered. But I'm actually spotting more problems than not. But yeah, and then more advantages. You'll see. I'll have shit for you if you ever come and meet me. Scheinbaugh announces Reyes will play Gomez in Financial Intelligence Unit. In Burke B. I bought a share of Burke A before live, but I would buy it if it ever came down, not if it's up. Tesla coming down. A couple things are tweaking. Tesla flushing at the low. SPY trying to break out, bro. I think we're about to recover all of Friday, no? Yeah, more than that. All right, get ready. Because if we go 20 more points, if we could fill that gap from Friday, you're back to the bottom end of Powell. Oh, and oil's going crazy. And there's the peach. Yo, check oil. Something's going on. Oil names, and literal spot oil. And Bradley Frizzle and the peaches here on a Monday. Hard up. Woo! Amen. God bless you. You kidding me? Russian oil refinery said to have half refining capacity since August 2nd drone attack. Oil capacity. And then, Apple. Whoa, Apple, big red. What's that? No. Yeah, I don't know. I still have those shitty put. They're actually up. Oh, they're down, but they're up on the day. So if you had that one from last week, remember I was going to scalp it and I just kept it for earnings? They're down half, but they're up on the day. But yeah, they're starting to move. I'm going to just hold that. I don't know what it is. Big candle on Apple. Could be Trump truth on India. That could be it. Or you're getting one of those tweets from other homeboy. Trump, I will be substantially raising the tariff paid by India. So check INDA then. And then, yeah, check INDA more than Apple. There you go. That's a stick. I've never really played INDA. I don't know if it'll hit. You guys want to try it? I'm going to try a cheapie. $30. Let's see. Because we're getting that fast. And then Apple's the fake play. But yeah, India. I took an India one. Yeah, so he's tying it even into the Russia stuff. That could be why oil. Yeah, bro, it kind of worked. Let's see if that could really drop. I like it. Man, and God bless you, Bradley Frizzle. I hope you had a good weekend, bro. Oh, good to see you every day. Every day. Man, I love it. Dude, I love Mondays, you guys. You know that? I love Monday. I hope you do too. And I love God. God is so good. And I love the chat. And I love love. I hope you guys, man, stop playing with me. We were cool with India, but remember the other day, he ramped it up there. That's what I was saying. We don't have really a deal with Canada. We had bad news out of India. You know, the irony is that not all the trade deals played out perfectly. Some actually went wrong, and then everybody just stopped reacting. That's what I was saying. The effective tariff rate is like 19%. That's way higher than I thought at the beginning of the year. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. But the market reaction is very, very minimal, essentially. So I'd say a heli on the high. What the heli? All of you the best. Amen, bro. Amen. Be at peace, brothers. I don't know if was Tesla tied to the India? Because remember they said they're releasing that other stuff. That's why it started off, we were good with India, and then like last week we started taking a tough stance on them. And that's why even today, like that headline there, it was about tariffs, but it was really about Russia. So that's kind of been the issue. I didn't like the little sub shit on Friday. Dude, Friday there were so many bad Russian headlines. Like from US subs to Donald Trump and nuclear war, and then the little drone attacks. I don't know. I don't like the Russia-Ukraine thing. That's just weird. Other than that, everything else is kind of like Russia-Ukraine is a little bit more odd than anything else that's happened thus far. As weird as that may sound. Because thus far, everything's just been tariffs and we kind of knew what to expect. But the Russia stuff has been now just getting to the point where maybe, because if he goes in with the oil, if Trump really clamps down, that could be very, very different for the global economy. Modi said he'd buy Russian oil. This is his response. Yeah. Okay, UMP going up and CSX. Again, CSX has the rumor they did last week. India not only buying Russian oil, they're selling it for profit. SSB. Microsoftian. INV unhalted. What is it? InVenture up 43. India is an oil laundry. It always has been. That's what I was saying during the Putin price hike. That's why, like, it was just really odd. This is why I'm saying, too, the credibility crisis, it started a long time ago. But I had to give a lesson. You guys don't remember? I gave you guys a lesson on the difference between crude oil and Brent, like sweet oil and non-sweet. Because we were talking about it during the price hike stuff, because I was just saying how, like, a lot of the SPR reserve goes to overseas. So our reserve of energy is mostly Brent. And we don't use Brent crude in the United States. It's a different sulfur content. We use it, just not as actively. So we talked about this. That's why India and China, they bought most of our SPR release. That's why when Biden would release SPR, it wasn't giving it to U.S. companies. You were just selling it overseas. And that's why it was during the Russia stuff. But then this is why a lot of people criticized it, like myself, because it's like, wait a minute, you're going to dump your reserves, sell it to the foreigners that's who uses it, because we don't even use it domestically. And then after all of that, you're going to go and allow India to buy the oil that's sanctioned and then sell it, because that's all that you had to do. They didn't enforce it. We talked about this for years. All of the Russian sanctions, they were very aggressive, but the enforcement was a puppy dog. So they said you can't buy Russian oil, but if you ship the Russian oil to India, now it's Indian oil and you could buy it. And that's what they were doing. Everybody knew it. I was showing you it. Everybody was. So that's all this is that India's been doing this for like half a decade. They got to benefit so much off of the Russia-Ukraine war because now they just became the middleman for even other items as well too, but especially energy and fuel. So yeah, that's why. That's where all of this is coming from. And they just, because if you stop India from doing that, and if you stop everybody who does it and you actually don't trade with them, then you will be actively enforcing it. Your sanction against Russia. That's what I said years ago. I said it's, although, you know, Ukraine and Russia, I'm like, what's the point of doing this if we're not really enforcing it? You know, we cut them off of SWIFT and we did all these things, but we didn't really cut off their money supply. Like, I would actually give more credit to Obama, because in, 2014, when they sanctioned oil and actually hit Russia, it fucked up Russia's budget. Their government budget they couldn't sustain it because of oil. It actually hurt them. But this time, or ever since then, they were finding a way to get their money off of energy. Met C, that was up 6, bro. And the Heat. Heat. Trump to hikes India rate for oil. That's hitting again. We already reacted to it. That's why oil. So again, oil was going up at the same time. Equal weight looks good today too. That's up now a little bit below the SPY, but yeah, oil is all from the Indian. That's our first headline. Like I'm saying, whatever we had over the weekend was kind of light, but just be on the lookout for whatever happens here. It could be anything, or it could be nothing. So it's this week, not as exciting as next week, or as exciting as last week, but you know what to look for. QB, whatever HT is, SPY coming down in bonds, and then Verb literally from the morning. Let's see, Microsoft chilled a little bit, but if big tech comes down, it'll come down. Even though 90% of the market, 80% is up, that big tech effect in the morning was very pervasive. You're up 1.5, dude. And again, nothing bad in terms of headlines or developments except for that India shit. So here we are. We don't really have any events, no. You got small sets of data and then earnings, but next week you're going to get CPI and the big stuff. But this week is actually dead. It's as weird as it may seem, because last week was so hyped. We're starting August, and then, we have this little, 6-week window between now and the, real Fed and data development. But, yeah, this week is just smaller sets of data, more overseas stuff, a couple of earnings, and then that's it. And then next week we'll get a little bit more. So that's why it's whatever happens, policy, trade, towards the end of the week, we do get some more updates on other trade stuff. And then I'm sure we'll hear about the final runway coming into China. But other than that, it's, we had a lot of excitement. I still think the market's very important, but it's summer. And then this week is noticeably different than last week. July, 29 billion in tariffs, setting new monthly record. Damn. ChatGPT to hit 700 million weekly users. Nice. Dude, but I saw it. In a weird way, Google is getting terrible. I don't know what the fuck they did. this weekend, bro, I was trying to Google how to do something, right? And like I was like troubleshoot like tech not working, right? I installed something, I forgot what it was, and it's not working, and I tried to like Google it. Bro, tell me why it's so hard to find an answer now. I don't get it. Google, dude, and then I go and I tell Grok, and I'm like, tell me what to do, and it gives me the fucking answer. And I'm like, man. And I'm like, I'm not even like a zoomer, but I'm not a boomer. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I see it now. I see it a little bit more, because like certain questions, bro, I like Google. I used to love search, bro. How to use search, if you knew how to search and type, bro. But oh yeah, Gemini's fired too. But I was just on my phone, so I opened up the Twitter and I grokked it, and then boom, right there. But like asking it a question with like instructions was just so much easier than fucking Googling. It was crazy, bro. A new commercial lease. Just make sure you review it. That's all. Like, so from real estate to law, these AIs will make shit up, okay? So just, if you are going to use a contract that it creates, I'm not saying you can't. You can. But like I've drafted them, but I send them to a lawyer before. So make sure that you have somebody overlook it, because I have seen multiple AIs from across every network or every single type of code make shit up. They don't know what to do. They will literally make it up. So eventually, if you press the AI long enough, this is just coding and how it gets to an answer, it starts to imply that it could just pull shit out of its ass. And I've seen it across the board. I'm not the only one who's noticed this. That's why I'm saying just be careful with these. You have to review it if you are going to have a contract or any sort of thing, because it will get you what you want, but the ground that it's on will be falsified. So it can make a court case and it can have legal precedent, but the case will be made up. It'll have the right law, but it might make up the jurisdiction or something related to it. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, and it can delete some of what you add to it. So that's all. If it can get that, just have somebody review it if you are gonna actually use it in business. No, it'll just lie. That's all you got. I mean, if you don't value the truth, then shit. But that'll hurt you if you think you're protected and it's not. See what I'm saying? So I saw this dude was putting it through, and it worked really well in the beginning, and he was using it for accounting, and then by the end of it, it committed like 10 acts of accounting fraud just to complete the task. You get what I'm saying? Because it started working, and then once it ran into a problem, it started teaching itself the wrong fix. So then, yeah, by the end of it, it was just accounting fraud. It started lying and making up entries just to get to the goal. That's what people haven't really realized yet. Well, no, even if you train it, that's the thing. That's like, even with mine, I got it. I was like, I didn't say that. Like, I have my own little Josh bot that I'm building, and then I'll have it, but it'll make shit up. And I've coded it, and I have other people on. I'm like, dude, this thing. It just, remember, it doesn't really think. I tried to explain this to everybody last week, and they got really mad because I said every AI is shit. I called out some by name, but it just, they're all shit to a degree. It's not thinking. Thinking is a word that it uses, but it does not mean thinking how you and I think. Thinking means compiling info. It does not mean deductive reasoning. Do you understand? That's the thing. And that right there is the mother of all. Once you get to the bottom of it. Minister Kleinbell, need quick solution to trade conflict. Quickly, hurry, now! You never thought of it that way. Oh, believe me, man. AI is cool, though. I love it. Just like Bitcoin. People get mad. You gotta think, bro. And if you do, it's so powerful. But if not, it's just gonna ruin you. That's it. Stop talking to it too. It's not spying on you, but every single person is training it right now. And the power of suggestion and like I said, spectrum of thought. Believe me, I've learned a lot recently, and I'm so excited. But and I'll share everything with you. But let me put it this way: you guys need to do what you can, as much as you can first. And then learn to command the AI. Command is the key. And you have to command it to do what you can or help it. But don't let it do what you can first, and it's terrible. So it's going to be awesome. And like I said, maybe even value will change and what it leads to. So I'm excited, but at the same time, it's no exaggeration. Like, we are watching a huge gap in productivity now. And it's creating just how social media did, just at the beginning of social media as well. And you're either gonna get it or you're not. And again, some people will use it very minimal, or when you could use it at a deep level. Or then again, some people will rely on it when you should be using it as a supporting character. So there's a lot of good things, bro. Amazon's still flushing. Oh, McKesson. And then Bond's catching a bid. I mean, you do have the short-term auctions. I don't think they're going to matter. On starting a catering pizza business? No. Well, I've never heard of that. But pizza's popular, bro. I like the pizza industry. I mean, you'll always have a buyer. Legitimately. I have in the video, I have a couple of ideas for the farm and some other ideas there. I talked about it, but I like that. I like a business idea, whether it's for the farm or even for you, and it's there, but you want to think of, stuff that good demand and that you're going to be able to use with. If you could generate revenue without crazy input cost, I like. So maybe find clients for your pizza business first, and then there you go. But there's always a client for pizza. Can we have a drum line? I don't know how to play, but I'm down. I see the vision. I know exactly what you're talking about. I can stomp the yard. I can't play the drums, but you know what I'm saying? All right, SPY going up again. It is 11:12, 18 minutes till Euro Club. Monday is flying by. Started a little soft. You got the bounce after the badness, but nothing happened over the weekend. And now, bro, we are chilling. Crumping? Wow. I have not heard that in a while. I don't know. I'll see if I show it in the clip. I have a cool idea, though. I'm just going to make you wait to the video. You got to get in the wedding business. Rent out the farm. You just paid 25G. Oh, yeah, I know, man. Weddings are big. That's it. So I said I'll do it. I'm down. But, the whole thing with the farm, like, I hope you guys get it. It's a private community. Like, no matter what. So... you guys could do anything, but you have to be like a Chad. So it'll be for if you guys want a wedding and your girl's down with it, it might be my guest. But yeah, that's it. Just like a little. So it is like, why would we contribute to it? Some of you probably shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? May not be for you, but it's I don't know. This is gonna be our little clubhouse hangout spot. So You know, whatever we want to do with it, we can if it meets there. And like I said, like I think weddings, the space, all of it, bro. It's not a bad place. Like I'm saying, there's weddings nearby. People do a lot of weddings in this area, and it's just nice. Like I'm telling you, it's not. I didn't sell my long term for a piece of shit. Okay, this is a top tier property. It just, I just know, some girls, they have a dream wedding and they know exactly what they want. So I wouldn't make you have a wedding here if you didn't want to. But yeah, it's good. It's a nice place. Val. Rent, yeah, you'll see it, bro. You'll see it. It's a nice spot. It's still a lot of work. I love the video though. I had a lot of work this weekend, but the video I shot was pretty cool. I think you guys got to see it. I was doing a lot of work, but there were some learning lessons. It reminded me of my early rentals back in the day, because I had to do so much work. That's why I was like, man, this feels so familiar. It wasn't overwhelming. It's just I haven't done it, since I started doing property managers. Good morning. Took fiance to the airport. Now you back, baby. All right, man. Have a good, productive day. Lock in. And even then, we already got here. We're almost at power hour. Today's a quiet one, bro. Even though we're up and it feels like recovery, the recovery is not really built on anything, We just getting that craziness over the last couple of days and beginning of August. Is Airbnb farm? Well, that's what I talk about in the video. Because like I'm saying, people are already trying to leak the address, find it, and I need to make money off of it. So we have a plan for it. And then people are already misrepresenting what I want to do. They think I'm going to charge them $10K. Like what? So yeah, I covered it all in the video. But yeah, there's an Airbnb plan. I even talked about it. I'm like, man, maybe one of you wants to run it. That's how you can make some money with this. That's why, like, some people, I don't know. Some people think I want like certain things, but like I said, we just got to make money, and I've already put down the biggest resource for it. But worst case, like every single piece of work I'm doing right now is ready to Airbnb. That's why I don't care. That's why I said, that's why even the public, you guys said don't dox it, but people, the internet and how it is. But even if it goes there, I have a monetization plan based on Airbnb. Because like I'm telling you, bro, this property, I already got the Airbnb license. I got the license before I owned the property. In this area, bro, you can't get an Airbnb. It's crazy. So that's why I'm like, bro, if I just had somebody there to manage it, because I'm so busy, I'll give you 20% of it. And that's it. We're talking 30, 40 grand a month on a property like this. So the mortgage is expensive, but you short-term rent this, bro, in an area with this, bro. Oh, dude. So and then again, the other businesses you could run on the property. I just need the right person or people. So that's what I'm talking about. But yeah, Airbnb is definitely a very viable option. And that's why, too, everything I'm doing now, like I said, I love you guys. I know what my purpose is. I'm doing it for the people. I want this to be a hangout spot. I want this to be real life community, bro. I want a revival. I want prayer. I want a home. I want now no more talk. Y'all see it. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, bro, if it's distracting, if it doesn't lead to good, if it's too much, we have a lot of monetization methods. So, and one of them is Airbnb, or just selling it and making $1 million. You guys know I already have new floors and shit too. You'll see it. I said, bro, I'm just like the other, bro, I'm making moves. Oh, you have no idea. That's what I want you guys to do though. When we get into, like I'm saying, when you live in a home, you're gonna live in it. You're gonna move in, do all of that. But when even as an investor though, I need you to run. You see what I'm saying? We're not stalling. We're not this. I have multiple plans, multiple utility. That's it. Just one plan with multiple utility. That's why wherever I do, that's it. That's why you don't got a video, dog. I'm working. That's it. I was just all work, dog. I have the video. I just didn't have time to edit it, man. Believe me. So yeah, but that's why, because you don't want to delay. I want it to move, make this work for you. And once, a little bit of foundation, a little bit of good work, bro. Once this thing's off the ground, we're ready to, then we back to chilling. So, but it's all good, bro. It's all good stuff, and plan, prepare, and that's what I'm saying. Videos might take me a little bit, but even this next video, you're going to learn something. You're going to see it. You're going to see. That's why I put learning lessons already in the video, because I'm like, bro, I've learned so much in the last 2 weeks. I've learned about the farm. It reminds me of a lot of critical real estate lessons, but now I could show it to you. So that's what I was saying, bro. As I'm like fucking moving boxes and shit, getting the house ready, it just reminded me of managing a rental and like the early days of when I used to manage all of them. Now you guys will see it. Now I'm not just talking about it. I'll show you the video of the fucking shit I was doing. It was crazy, bro. I was doing some crazy shit this weekend. Oh, I got such a good workout. Alrighty. All right, man. 10 more minutes till. You guys want to do push-ups now? Because I need to go pee. So I'm going to play propaganda, go potty. And then, yeah. God is good, baby. Okay, well, stand up, baby. And praise the Lord. If it's on your heart, let it be known with your lips. I'm just saying, dog. You know that today was not guaranteed. The fact you woke up, I know you thought it was, but nah, you woke up today with air in your lungs. Wow, are you kidding? Stop it. God bless America. God bless God. God bless the chat.
In the economic statistics, and I think, to the extent that we saw these revisions, it actually brings the payroll data more into alignment with the other releases that the government's been putting out. Like, as an example, the Bureau of Economic Analysis put out data on GDP growth, and we see that private domestic demand is actually quite sluggish over the first half of the year. The employment data actually helps close that gap a little bit.
Because there are so many different forms of data as it pertains to the economy, whether they come from the private sector, other types of surveys, and so forth. Why should we care if confidence is shattered in kind of the U.S. statistics that are put out by BLS from here on out? What impact does that have just on the broader economy, on decision making by businesses, given kind of the alternative data that's out there?
Well, it's important to know where the economy stands if you're in a business, right? I mean, I think that's important. And so to the extent that the markets and the people trust what the government's putting out, I think that's very important in terms of making hiring and investment decisions about the future.
We believe the numbers. The revisions were quite significant. What do you take away from the report itself in terms of, and where do you think the economy stands right now?
I think the economy's softening, and I think, look, I mean, revisions historically, they tend to sort of amplify the cyclical dynamics that are already in place. So when you have a strong economy, the revisions tend to be to the upside, and when you have a weak economy, the revisions tend to be the downside. This revision was well beyond some of that, but it's not to say that we didn't think downward revisions were coming. I mean, that's something that Governor Waller has been talking quite a bit about lately. But to me, ultimately, employment comes from economic growth. So you have to lay out a case for why you think growth will be stronger, and it's really hard to make that case right now. I mean,
why is it hard to make that case?
Well, I mean, if you look at, first of all, private demand is weakening. That tends to set the table for where growth is going to go. The housing market continues to weaken as builders align their construction activity to sales. So that means that housing starts will keep coming under pressure, which means that construction employment probably comes under pressure. And if you look at business intentions for investment outside of AI, it doesn't look all that great. So, to me, that's a problem. And I do think if the labor markets are slowing and you have prime age rates of employment coming down, why will consumer spending be strong? And so, to me, at a minimum, it tells you that growth will be below potential over the back half of the year.
So do you think the Fed should have cut rates last week then?
Here, let me say this another way. Bro.
Yes, but I've been saying that. I thought they should have cut in,
I'll let him finish,
in June. So I've been sort of out of the consensus to begin with. So I think it's important that, look, I think the issue right now for market participants to think about is, can the Fed cut as much as they would, quote unquote, want to, or as much as they did last year? Because it's also likely that over the summer, the inflation statistics look a little bit firmer as well. So that to me makes it harder for them to start with a 50 basis point move in September.
John Carney of Breitbart has said that you should be the next Fed board governor. Is that a job that you would be interested in taking?
Anybody in my seat would be happy to take that job, but I haven't been contacted for it.
Neil, finally, if I can just, so what is causing the slowdown in the economy? Is it impact of tariffs? Is it uncertainty? What do you point to?
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that, David, because I do think the bull case right now is like, oh, these revisions should have happened because the uncertainty was really high. Now the uncertainty is going away, and so we've already started to see a sequential improvement. And I don't really buy that, by the way. I think the reason why the economy is weak is
I like Neil
because
he's not
monetary policy is restrictive, and that's
he'll
pretty
get a
evident
little
in
propaganda-y,
lots of
but
indicators,
his
particularly
general,
what we're seeing in housing.
Just don't listen to it. Just listen to his fundamentals.
I think the administration was probably dealt a pretty weak hand, and they didn't have the buffer that they
Some
thought
of his
they
logic,
had when
he'll
they
blame
were
it on a
embarking
random
on
political thing,
this trade
but
policy.
generally he
Tariffs,
sticks
this brings transition costs, and we're seeing that
more often
bear
than
out.
not.
So I think it was probably the wrong time to do this. I would expect additional trade skirmishes in the back half of the year. So I think we're not even out of the woods yet on the uncertainty, but I would just say I think the fact that the effective tariff rate is going up is probably more of a headwind than the uncertainty around it coming down.
So you don't buy that the One Big Beautiful Bill Act provides them that buffer?
Not really, no. Because that's more about removing a headwind and locking the current baseline into place. It's not really about additional tailwinds to growth. No tax on tips is nice, but if Nevada has the highest unemployment rate in the country, then what good is it really? Yeah,
bonus depreciation, though, has resulted in a lot of cash savings that conceivably is going into CapEx. Yeah, increased CapEx.
That's possible, but again, ultimately, if you're a business, you respond to demand conditions, and if you think demand is going to slow, why would you want to spend the money now?
All right, Neil, thank you very much.
Well, still ahead, new strikes at Boeing. What comes next after more than 3,000 defense workers walked off the job?
Plus, Figma, just the latest company to surge following its public debut, though pulling back significantly today. We'll talk with an early investor about that move and what it means for the IPO market moving forward. Don't go away.
All right. Well, I hope you guys are doing push-ups. I'm doing some toe workouts. Not bad. Not bad. We got more propaganda. He's usually on Bloomberg.
And a series of other products.
Apple's belief
move around,
baby.
Is
Welcome
that
to
they're
Monday.
take a $1.1 billion
2 hours
hit
in the
this
books.
quarter,
now
right?
Euro close.
But I would
it,
imagine this tariff situation is going to change in the next couple of months, and these companies will need to start paying that, and that is going to be very difficult for Apple to deal with.
Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, all across Apple. We so appreciate it. Meanwhile, coming up, how will commercial and government contracts feature in Palantir's quarterly earnings? We'll discuss what's expected next.
Does Palantir
This
report
is
this week?
Bloomberg Tech.
Well, I'm still doing some workouts. I hope you do too. It doesn't sound like much, but these toe things, bro. My toes are weak. So this is your daily PSA, bro. If you got weak toes, man, it's time to start working them out. It's good for your posture. You know that? The toes affect your posture more than you think. Oh yeah, Palantir's today. It's a Monday. Oh no. Good luck. If you are playing. And Euro close right around the corner. HQY. Yeah, bro. High takers all day today. But again, today was... The weird part is that there's just no news. And then after what you got through, but Very quiet weekend after all of the craziness. 10 toes down, baby. Amen. Fingertip push-ups. I've heard of other stuff like that. If you have like tight, I don't know if you're joking or not, but I have heard of tight fingertips. Not push-ups, but other, like, it's kind of paired with shoulder workouts to make sure your nerves and the little muscles are good. It's pretty much what the foot is. Oh, man. All right, I want one more stretch if I could get some propaganda. But yeah, man, move around, chest to the sun, flex the core, tuck the hips in. If you're going to be here every day, man, every hour, you could do something every day, bro. Every hour to benefit yourself. It's beautiful. Trump, I will be substantially raising tariffs by India. It's old. It all adds up, amen. Meta's on the high. Get them on my fingertips, yeah. There's you could do those like forearm things, but like even do like shoulder workouts and just make sure like from your pinky hand, just like extend the workout, just like actually extend it. That's why, because sometimes your fingers will like tighten up, kind of like your toes. So yeah, I like it. I have tried foot spacers. I have them. I'm not wearing them now. I think I might put them on now that I have been reminded. So yeah, let me do one more and then that's it. Long-term workouts, baby. What is your profession?
Systems as well. Workers who are represented by the International Association of Machinists went on strike at midnight. They have rejected a 20% raise, including a $5,000 signing bonus. And as I mentioned, they are the people responsible for building the F-16, the F-18, and some other military products that are provided by Boeing. Kelly Ortberg, when we talked with him last week after the company reported its Q2 results, he expressed optimism that ultimately they will get a deal done with the machinists in St. Louis. You might be looking at shares of Boeing over the last year and saying, well, why isn't there a greater reaction today? It's down fractionally. Part of the reason is because of that run-up that you see at the end of last year after they agreed to a new contract with 33,000 machinists who work on the commercial airplanes at Boeing. Commercial airplanes has long been the driver of shares of Boeing. Doesn't mean that defense isn't important, doesn't mean that this strike should be ignored, but the fact of the matter is it's not going to have a huge impact, at least short term, that you see when the machinists out in the Seattle area went on strike in the fall. That's when we saw a greater fall off in shares late last summer for shares of Boeing. But again, about 3,200 workers, they went on strike at midnight. We'll see if Boeing can reach some kind of an agreement. By the way, the price that would, or the pay package for those machinists on the commercial side, guys, 38% raise. The contract that was rejected on the defense side by the machinists was a 20% raise. So I'm sure they're looking at their fellow workers and saying, we want closer to 38%, not 20%.
Totally, makes sense. Phil, let me get you on Tesla. Obviously making good at least partially on the 2018 comp plan that is still working its way through the courts in Delaware. What are your thoughts?
Not surprised that they reached a deal here. And David, I heard what you said earlier today, and I think it's a key point. The fact that this is essentially a contract with Elon Musk that goes away if the Delaware Supreme Court ultimately rules in favor of the original pay deal. So there's no double dip here. And I think from the standpoint of Tesla investors, they like the fact that he's got to stay at least through 27 if this contract goes into effect, which it does go into effect. And as you see, the value there calculated, what, about $26.8 billion, not close to the $50 billion that the original pay package is worth or was worth at the time. And then ultimately, when you look at the value, what, closer to $90 billion?
90 billion.
But the fact of the matter is they needed to do something to get the question of him potentially leaving, take it off the table.
Yeah, I mean, Phil, they're going to have an annual meeting in November, and so we're going to get a new proxy very soon that's going to have a new comp plan in there, is what I'm told. So that'll be interesting reading.
Yeah, and look, people will look at that, and I know that there will be people who are watching this today who will sit there and say, $90 billion is ridiculous. Is anybody worth that? The fact of the matter is, David, you and I have reported on this, when that first pay package was put out there and the metrics were set out in terms of what had to be achieved, almost everybody said, oh, there's no way he's going to hit all of these metrics. I think there were 10 of them that were set out there. They hit all those metrics. He deserved that money that was approved by shareholders at that time. Obviously, Chancellery Court said, no, we don't think that the process was fair, and this will also ultimately get hashed out in court. But he did hit the metrics, David. That's often overlooked by people.
Yeah, totally. No, it's a great point, one we've made. He did. And as you point out, at the time, we all thought, no way. I mean, I can't remember one voice that said, oh, yeah, this is going to happen. Phil, thank you. Phil LeBeau.
You bet.
Time now for a news update. Bertha Coombs has that for us. Hi, Bertha.
Hey, Leslie. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said today he will convene his security cabinet this week to discuss how to direct the military to move forward in Gaza. He says Israel's war objectives include defeating Hamas and releasing the roughly 50 remaining hostages. Only 20 are believed to still be alive. An ex-girlfriend of Sean Diddy Combs wrote a letter to a New York judge urging his release on bail. Virginia Wynn was set to testify in the music mogul's federal trial, but dropped out before the proceedings started. Combs is scheduled to be sentenced on October 3rd on 2 counts of interstate prostitution. The jury acquitted him last month on more serious sex trafficking and racketeering charges. The U.S. is giving consular offices and officers the power to require up to $15,000 bonds for some tourist and business visas under a new pilot program launching in 2 weeks. According to a Federal Register notice, the additional bonds are aimed to crack down on people coming from countries with high rates of visa overstays. The new program takes effect August 20th and will last for 1 year. David?
Thank you, Bertha. Up next, the health of healthcare. Could the sector be nearing a bottom? Certainly we'll talk about the insurance or the healthcare insurance companies.
I got some good ones.
That's when we return.
Crypto Watch is sponsored by Crypto.com.
By Crypto.com. Alrighty. All right, man. I did my foot workouts. I moved around. I get quiet, bro. It's so weird. I have to like focus. That's how bad my toes are, bro. I have to like focus on the movement, or I can't I have to talk. Or I can't talk. I have to like think. Mind muscle connection. Oh, I need a carbo now too. I'm almost done with this. Figs on the high. No, Palantir's pre-earnings, so they report today. So it's already moved a tremendous amount. But whatever today is probably just going to be the pre-earnings effect. I know, that's why, but like, it just shows, because other actions, like, think about it. You could do like mind-body shit without thinking. But if you have like a weakness, you have to like think about it. It's crazy. I just put on the toe spacers, bro. That's why. He's good, bro. He's good. Give me a couple months. I'll give you an update. Let me put in some work little by little. We'll be fine. Figs. I don't know. I think it'll get close to its IPO price today. And then that's it. Because this is already massive, bro. $27 down. So in a weird way, they lost today what they would have offered almost. Remember, it was supposed to be like $30. And they're down 27 on the day. Plus or minus 12. It might be there. Remember, Reddit was pricing in a decent amount. And they did good. So if Palantir has the breakout numbers, I think it could beat the market maker. But again, everybody wants it to beat. A lot of eyes on that one. I might need to get the barefoot shoes. I don't think I've hit that part of my journey yet, but dude, like literally, I don't like wearing shoes. Now that I'm like focusing on toe movements, bro, Them shoes and socks. Like, I used to wear socks in the morning because it was cold. And I just stopped doing that because I was like, wait a minute. It's constricting my toes. I need to get the insoles. I had the, like, OG ones back in the day, but I haven't gone yet. I remember you guys were saying that. Earth runners. Flip-flops. Dude. Are rainbows still popular? I remember when I was like growing up, everybody in Cali would go crazy over rainbows. They were the flip-flops, and there was like a big trend. Rainbows. Anybody remember that? Toe exercise? I just saw a bunch of videos, and then I showed you guys one the other week. You could just find them. Just search toe workouts, pinky toe, big toe, plantar fasciitis. You still have rainbows? Yeah, bro. You remember them? Uh-huh. All right, man. Spy's still up. Fig's still going down. Let me see if the checkup has changed. We do got Euro close there. It's like 9 minutes ago. Dow Jones, 23 green, 7 in the red. A couple of more went red. And then NASDAQ, 85 green, 16 red. You have 4 more went red. And then SPY, 427 green, or 425 green, 75 in the red. Gut health is related to hair loss. I've heard that your gut is everything. Usually, that's why when I eat good, everything is there. But then they say testosterone. That's another one, too. That's what gives you the hair loss. You still love those? So did your dog? He said, excellent treat. Those rainbow leather taste so well. South Korea's Samsung to be amongst potential suitors expressing interest. Who's that? Oh, there's something with a Japan deal, or South Korea and Japan, I think. I don't know who. And they have the 3-month bond auctions. Dude, high ticker is low ticker's picking up on the short end. High ticker, you're good for 5 minutes. And now we're coming down. The speed on the farm, it's decent. 300 download, 35 upload. So the upload's kind of shit. But I didn't get fiber, or nothing's wired up yet. I'm still just using Starlink. That's normal? No. Not for me. My normal is usually 1 gigabyte upload at minimum. So this was terrible. But you can still stream though. So like back in my day you needed a lot more, but you know, it gets the job done. I know we need to do the extenders. That's the only. I don't know how to do that because the property's so big that we need to find a way that everywhere we walk, the phone stays connected. Because that, if I drive down the first mountain, bro, it's gone. And dude, these Amazon, bro, So let me put it this way. I ordered all this shit off Amazon, and I ordered a bunch of heavy shit, right? And I say, go up the mountain and drop it off at the house. So you know what half of these Amazon drivers have done? We have another mountain on the property that like it like leads to a thing, but they pretty much just drive up this useless mountain, come down it, and then they drop it off at the other property. And then I'm like, no. So yeah, then we had to move hundreds of pounds of shit up another mountain. Yeah, no, because I caught one of them. I saw the lady drive in, and she drove up the mountain. I'm like, where's this lady going? And then she came. I'm like, no, you got to go up there. And then, yeah. It was bad. So, yeah, like half of the shit, it was terrible. I want to rent this cell phone tower. How about you figure it out? I'll give you 10%. So if one of you could get a contract for a cell phone tower and you handle it, I'll give you 10 to 15% of the deal. See, that's what I was trying to talk about. I'm trying to do some good JVs, bro. You know, and all these people are like, what am I going to get out of it? I'm like, man, if you don't have anything to bring, bro, you ain't going to get shit. But if you a hustler, if you motivated, bro, give me some ideas, bro. I just got the biggest investment done of it. I was like, dude, if you could execute it and you could bring the business and utilize it, I'll give it to you and I'll take my small cut. You keep everything else. That's it. Or you could get a commission if it's like a big deal, like a cell phone tower. It's like I'm saying, dude, if we could get a contract there, that'll be like 5, 10, 20 grand a month. Would I do 20% if it's the right deal? But then again, if somebody else could do it for lower, I'm going to go with the best deal. But yeah, you let me know. I'm interested. Call center for Colt Insurance. Oh, that'd be actually pretty good. We'd have to do other stuff. But again, if you want to set it up, you tell me. Usually, you just got to get in touch with the right company to do it, and then they provide the equipment. Apple did come down. Remember, I don't know what that red was for. Cigna and Kenvue on the high. Those are the only healthcares. Actually, healthcare is doing pretty good. 90 years? Whoa. 5-year, 5-year term. That's crazy. Yeah, bro. More medical plays on the high. Medical, drugs, medical devices. They're all kind of moving up here. That's your second half. And then we're 15 minutes off a Euro close. So you didn't even get a crazy pre-Euro or post-Euro. Give it another like 15 minutes, but yeah, bro, it's pretty calm considering how wild last week was. So yeah, you just had a gap down the last couple days. Today we gapped up. No development or news. You've held up, and now you're in between both gap fills. So you're like, what, 20, 30 points away from that? And then you're like 60 points away from the low. I don't know why this buy stopped, but remember, part of today, it was just very quiet over the weekend. Last week was pretty bad, and there were some surprisers, but generally, this was just a bounce off of nothing, and we're waiting for more details. And this week is going to be slow. So I hope you guys are ready for that. It's not as if this is, this isn't the fast week. There's not a lot of data, just like what we saw last time. That's it, bro. It's already 9. Before you know it, it's gonna be Fila. China news still yet to come up. Yeah, we're gonna get it eventually, but we haven't yet. It's still early, bro. HSA. Novo receives unsolicited mini tender to buy up to 2 million shares? Huh? Novo Nordisk receives notice of unsolicited mini tender from TRC Capital to buy up to 2 million shares, but remains neutral and doesn't offer an opinion. That's a weird activist note. So something about NVO and somebody trying to buy 2 million shares. Yeah, I don't see that anywhere else. Give it a sec. But yeah, I got some Novo activist shit brewing. I can't confirm it, but I don't even know. It sounds like the company's not responding. Not a buyout, just 2 million shares. So they want to take a stake. It's like $100 million. Vinci. I'm just activist. Give me activist investors at 4% divvy. So I'm saying, bro, that's the one. 4% divvy on MVO. That shit gonna be easy. Till then, you need some patience. Good morning, my friends. Good morning. No, they don't drip NVO. I don't know, man. One time they did it for me. They dripped it, and then the other time they didn't. So I gotta check. And then look at bonds. You already had yen up, but TLT, believe it or not, is the first one to break out here. So yeah, dollar's down too, but this is kind of interesting. And then you still got your tech lead in the way. Transactions, yeah. I remember last time it worked, bro. It was so weird. One of them, I got the drip, and then it stopped. But yeah, Baba. It gave me my Baba. Iron Mountain. Yeah, I got the management fee, and then yeah, I didn't reinvest. Nah, it doesn't. Stop reinvesting my MVO. Your paws are itching to short Palantir. Well, do it, brother, but don't tell people, you know? So I don't know if you're going through pressure or whatnot, but don't bring it to your brother. You know, that's why. Post info, post some other stuff. Other chats will love that, guys, but here I want good. So unfortunately, we ain't gonna vibe with that. If you need a tower, well, I want the tower to make money. I'm not buying it. I'm selling my land. That's what I mean. So I don't want to buy a tower. I'm not a customer. I'm the producer. So I will use, because they need it out there. I would use my land if they paid me monthly and they installed it. I'll let them put a cell phone tower on my land, on my mountain. I will. I'll take a look. I think Fidelity does. Yeah, I got drip on Fidelity, but Schwab is a little different. No, there's not a tower there. I just had this idea. Because I've seen other people do it, and they get paid. They're a little further out, and then some of the other properties before buying this one. We know NVO is below 52-week lows, so try to give something better. Otherwise, like I'm saying, you guys, I don't know. I want to short this. This stock's dropping. What's the intention? Especially if we're all aware of it. You gotta ask yourself. It does devalue the property. Yes. I was explaining this to my girl because we saw one, and they put the tower next to the house. And I was like, damn, bro, they're probably getting paid 20 grand a month, but it does hurt the resale. Because you're not going to get, like, some people don't want to live with that, what is it, radiation or whatever it is? I don't even know. 5G in my brain. Ah. EPR, SWX, PI. High ticker is gassing again. Look, and now you got NVIDIA leading the way. If you could get an Apple or anything like that, then there you go. MP, 52-week high. So, like I said, bro, maybe they're just the one. I don't think we double dipped. I took the other ones. Those are up, actually, too. I took another play. Oh, we didn't have a watch list. Yeah, they're all up. CEO purchase. Didn't he do that prior though? So just be careful, but it's always, again, I like him. I'm just worried about the yield. That's it. Yeah, some people don't want the radiation. My mom wouldn't. My mom, she's not a fan. My mom don't even like electricity, like towers and shit. She said, no, 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 very bad for you. Yeah, they wanted it next to the home, and yeah, if it's not, because some people will take shitty deals. So yeah, I would never, if I would only put it on like the corner of the property, and it would have to be worth it. But yeah, I wouldn't do a deal for like $1,000 and then just next to the house. Fuck that. Clack. Okay, SPY's about to hit a high. Good morning. It's almost 9 o'clock, but not much even all day today. Latest you got was Trump comments on Sydney Sweeney and then India. But other than that, the data came in line, factory orders, and then you're just recovering a little bit from the freak out on Friday. The irony, we are still below the Fed level. So make no mistake, this is where Powell came in. You're going to dance and flirt with it a little bit, so just don't get too ahead of yourself. But yeah, that's key. The young Powell move. I think the HOA would. They don't really care. So like, they weren't lying to me about the HOA. Because after staying there for a little bit, like, I think the HOA was made in the beginning just to, like, scare people off, but everybody kind of does whatever they want. They're not really that crazy. But everyone's just, like, respectful. You know, it's not loud. No one's annoying. But I've seen some crazy properties already. And I'm like, what? If they could do that. So I don't think any of my plans have been... No, it doesn't change any of them. Okay, chips again. You had Micron, NVIDIA, MP. Now you got this SPY. Apple, Google. Actually, Apple's down. Google's coming back up here, too. Palantir's after the bell. Well, yeah, that is waking up. Still holding 3. Starbucks, Chipotle. They all killing it, bro. All right. Affirm's been up all day, and then SMH keeps climbing. Remember, right before this, XLV and healthcare, they kind of chilled out a little bit. And then Boeing too. Remember, they were a little bit red. They still are red. Amazon popping, they were just washed. Yeah, Amazon was the drag out of any of the big tech. Or Tesla. But now even Tesla came back up. Yeah, man, a lot of things are looking good now. So look at the low ticker. You already had 90% of the market green. So, I mean, you're just moving up. I see way less red than anything. Everything on the SPY is green right now. Every industry, I believe. Again, communication, energy, Dow, one less went red. Only 6 red. What a time to be alive. Nasdaq 18 in the red, 82 green. Got a little worse, but that big tech is, as long as that's up there, you're fine. It's a rotation, but it's not the same. It's just today is a broadening out. Because look, Staples, healthcare, they're down below. They're down below the SPY and Nasdaq. They're even below the equal weight. And then transports are up. So yeah, this is just broadening out, not as much rotation, I would call it. Nvidia, NEM, you had gold moving up here today too. And then bonds could run up a lot more considering the yen. Today it's the yen going nuts. Okay. And then MP and all those are still going up. What was the other one? NB, UUU. But remember, the rare earth stuff and the Microsoft thing, that's one of those catalysts we're looking out for. But yeah, man, even today though, there's nothing else left on the calendar. You just get to spend the rest of the day with me. New York Post announces the Los Angeles branch, California Post. Wow, sounds exciting. And then, bro, Chad, I have tinfoil for you. Oh my gosh, I have tinfoil. I have tinfoil. Dude, it's crazy. Are you ready? I don't think you guys can handle this. I don't think you're ready for this jelly. I don't think you're ready for this. It's too tinalicious for you, baby. No? Okay. Awkward? Sure. Okay, here's the deal. Oh shit, it is. It was 9, I guess. Bro. Everything really does have to do with immigration. At least for the economy. To a certain degree. Do you know what I had to do this weekend? At one point, I had to go to LA and then back to San Diego. Right? Dog. It took me an hour and a half. It was the weirdest thing in my life, bro. I was driving in the morning or like middle of the day. Bro, driving from LA to San Diego, there was one stretch I just didn't even see a car. So remember I saw that map thing and everyone was like, oh, traffic. And I was like, bullshit. And I looked at it, I was like, bro, I still see traffic. Oh, I finally did it, bro. I finally did the LA to San Diego drive, bro. Dude, it took me, I think, hour 40 max. Because I had to, like, drive to my driveway and shit. It was an hour and a half, dude. It blew my mind. I was tripping out. There was nobody. And we're talking the weekend. It was middle of the day, but, like, no, dude, I was blown away. There was just no cars. And it didn't, but then the beaches are active. Tourist spots weren't, but I was like, dude, what? But yeah, I did an hour and a half. No, dude. Usually takes 2.5 hours. That's how usually it'll take me like 2 hours, 12 minutes. That's usually what it is. It was crazy. Is that fast? That's very fast. 4 hours. You probably just left in traffic, but dude, it was just empty. I don't know. It was partying in the city. It was packed, but no, bro. It felt like COVID. That's why I was tripping. I was like, dude. Well, I guess so. We're talking demand, gas, cars, just the people. If there's not that, I just noticed way less. It was tripping me out. Well, we'll see. I kind of want to... No, I don't take the tolls. I don't like the toll road. I take the tolls if I go to Newport. But I might want to go to LA again. Now that it doesn't take long. That was nice, bro. It was nice. It was crazy. I had to get some stuff, but man, I was tripping. I was like, no way. I thought I was planning for like 4 hours. Like, I was like, all right, I'm going to go there. I'm going to lag, come back. I was like, man, but nope. I think it's a lot of things. I think it's the economy. I think it's immigration. I think it's just society. But I haven't seen that since COVID. And then it kind of just reminds me of like 2019, 2018 in LA. But yeah, it was really weird. All right, man. You had that little pop, hit it hot, and now I'm chilling. Dude, I might be down, Benny. Now, if LA is accessible and that's it, no one shot at me when I was there, so that was another positive sign. I didn't feel like I was going to get robbed, so that was good. But if it only takes an hour and a half, I'm down. Because I hate traffic. Hey, LA too, though. I don't know. It was nice to see LA again, but I like the beach. But every LA is like LA. Yeah, he did, right? Ever since the India thing, it came down. Not being shot is a good thing. It is. But no, dude, there was a time in LA like a couple years ago, it was like right after COVID, in between, like you just walk around LA, they just look like they're gonna kill you. It got bad for a second, bro. LA was, again, and I stopped going to LA. I just got over it. But, yo, bro, there was a time when LA, bro, recently, it just was not, it was a little Chicago-y for you. It was, dude, people were getting robbed at restaurants, bro. So if you would eat outside at a restaurant in Beverly Hills, they would put a gun to your head and take your watch. No exaggeration. And then they'll shoot you. Some guy got shot because he didn't want to give up his Richard Mille. I'm like, I would have given him the watch. I would have given him the watch. I missed here. There's a couple of those stories. I think there's like 4 or 5 between like 2022 and 2024. There's like 4 or 5 like fancy restaurant robberies, like where people just eat and get robbed. It was crazy. PayPal. I know Chicago has it all. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, they used to... One of those actresses died. Some famous old actress. Yeah, they followed her home. They even killed the security guard. It's crazy. Oh, Mr. Darby. How come? Yeah, I've seen Alex Troy. It's funny because he does that now, but I remember him when he did car vids. That's what it started with. But yeah, he's very well known in LA. All right, Chattadooney. I think we chill. Barclays, 13 issue is rushed to beat August lol. Him's on the high. Early push-ups. I want to do early philo. We'll give it a little bit, but we can. That's it, you guys. I didn't have time to put together the watch list, but I have so much philo. Do you guys know what happens when I drive from LA to San Diego? I get philo. I just listen. I get my Bible. I get my, oh man, it's beautiful. That's why I like a good drive with no traffic. It was amazing. The Lord is good. What actress? The LA one, it was like some old lady. I forgot. What was her name? It doesn't show when I Google it. Dude, I remember there's like a video of it too. But no, I can't find it when I Google it. I'll find it for you though eventually. Or someone will. Want to say thank you, baby. Let's go. The long term. Well, it's good, man. I'm glad to see you. But if you haven't been back for a minute, just get ready. The standard has been raised. I still love you all for real. But I have been telling people, man, if you have fell behind, you have the responsibility to catch up. So the standard is through the roof right now. And I want everybody to be there. So be wise with the time, and just whether you were here or not, or whether you just came back, nothing matters. All that matters is the actions. All that matters is what you walk away with. So I love to hear it, and I love to see people locked in. So let's get the long term, but remember, there is a burden of responsibility, and I do hope I can encourage you all to think for the long term, truly, and think into 10 years and have a spectrum of thought that aligns your goals. Oh, that reminds me, I was going to tell you, you said something about AI. We had that AI talk, and people are like, I'm making this bot, this, that. Just, this is what you guys got to realize when it comes to AI. You need to have your goal and who you are and what you're doing with it locked down. That's before you begin. That's it. Because if you don't, AI will change your goal. That's what I'm saying. You will go from commanding it to being commanded. If you don't lose sight of your goal with it. That's what I'm saying. It's like, why are you building an AI bot? What are you doing? Have your mission, and don't. Otherwise, before you know it, it will change your mission. Maybe subtly. The most important. I didn't do that. I can't. That's you and God. You know, I don't take credit for it, for real. Because people say that and they didn't really get close to God. So, like I said, we could stop people from being reliant upon man. That's it. That's very simple. With the long term, being wise, and I hope I inspire you, but that's you guys. That's all on you. God or not. And at the same time, I see a lot of people say God, it may not always be there. So get ready. Netherlands will be the first to contribute to NATO's requirement for Ukraine. Alright, man, I need a water and a carbo. I've already knocked down 2 today. I'm just excited. I love August. I love God. ON. That one's still dropping. MP now a little bit too. BWXT. I know about it, but I don't. But I'm not too... For anything I want to do, I have told you guys. So from rare earths to whatever. But yeah, I'm like familiar with this company, but I'm not. But then, do you see what I see? So yeah, it's doing good. How many carbos a day? Oh, I don't know. A lot. Sometimes none. So like this whole weekend, bro, I had no carbos. I just didn't have them on deck. But yeah. Okay, you're getting your first little red again. It's 9:15, still kind of early, but we have flown by. No real news yet. Just 1.5% of rallying. Off of relief too. You didn't get any update. I guess no news is good news. Carbos are carbonated beverages, so usually just caffeine with no sugar is what I'm looking for. Yeah, well, it made me, I thought it was going to be a little weird if he deleted it, and then we were already up, or it was like break even, all free, and then they expired, so I took it. Let's see, are they still up? Let's see if we would have made, I think we would have made more, actually. Oh, we would have. You would have got like 10 cents more. Oh, wait, no. No, you would have. Yeah, you got 50% more. Yeah, the only weird, again, this is a big we went from no 1% days to breaking that, and then now you're up 1% on nothing. I'm telling you, bro, the weekend was crazy. The Friday was crazy, and then nothing happened. It was so quiet. So even waking up today, there's no like update, good or bad. So except for the India shit, but yeah, that's why I'm like, it's kind of just 1.5% or 1%. A lot of juice, but not too much conversation or headlines. MSTR on the high and BBY, and then AEO again. I sold out of it. Those detox drinks? No. Nope. August. I just still, even then, it's trippy that we're 8 months into 2025 now. That's it, bro. And then I love the end of the year. I can't wait till Christmas, but we only got 2 more months left, bro. And then it's October. Game time. All right, well, you got push-ups coming up here soon. I'm down to move around a little bit. We started early, but I need a carbo. I don't need it. I'm down, bro.
After the earnings. Well, let's not forget, to your exhaustion point of last week, these stocks ran fast and far heading into their numbers from the April low. Nvidia was up 80%. Now, it doesn't report for a few weeks, so we're not going to get the information that we want out of that one. But Microsoft's up 48% now. Meta's up 47%. Since the April low. So the stocks, Jimmy, had come a long way.
They have, and I'm really thinking about what Joe's saying here about the price action post earnings versus the actual results. Obviously, Amazon was really a disappointment. Here's where I'm going with this, Joe, is I think these, much like Alphabet, I think it's fundamental responses. You know, with Alphabet, I think the muted response was we still have this overhang from the DOJ trial. With Amazon, you know, Amazon Web Services, that's the one area you couldn't see it underperform, and the guidance there, the margins was a little bit disappointing. So, I want to believe you that this is saying something about the market, Joe. I still think it's saying something about these stocks individually. All that said, I still am with you about exhaustion. I still think a 5 to 7% correction, consolidation, whatever you want to say it, but I think it's more the macro picture as opposed to what these individual stocks are saying. And to summarize this, look, these stocks, Amazon, Alphabet, Microsoft, these are great companies that if you can just get through this late summer volatility, they're probably going to set new highs before the year end.
By the way, calls today, NVIDIA buy at Citi and B of A. That's reiterated at both places. Apple gets reiterated buy at B of A. And Amazon reiterated outperform at Evercore. It goes to the overall point that Bryn started by suggesting that, well, when in doubt, go where the money's going and continue to put it here, because everything else is too difficult in that kind of environment.
We've been looking for this CapEx inflection, and it's right in front of us, but it's being led by innovation and AI. That's where not only are the companies that are benefiting from that spending are doing well, but the companies that are making those investments from a CapEx perspective are also, currying some favor, if you will, with investors. If you're looking at where can I commit capital to in this environment and where can I potentially see an opportunity, it has to be AI or innovation adjacent, Scott, because the other thing that people are really worrying about is productivity enhancement and margins. So I think at the end of the day, this is why you're getting the enthusiasm, but not only within the AI sector, but I also think for for companies that are investing in those areas.
Elsewhere in the rebalance, most semis have not traded all that well lately. Today doesn't really count because many are higher going into AMD, but if I gave you the list performance of several stocks within the space, you'd say, oh, that's pretty ugly. You added KLA and Lam.
Yes.
So semi-equipment names you've added into the ETF in the rebalance. Why?
So semi-equipment has had a very positive reaction, I believe, to the news the weekend of May 9th to May 12th in Geneva between the Chinese and the U.S. And really, I think the semi industry in its totality was most punished as we learned about the extreme nature of what tariffs are ultimately going to be. Semi-equipment names, there's three names you focus on: KLA Corp, Lam Research, and Applied Material. The obvious question when I was observing what the results were was, why didn't we go into Applied Material? And again, studying momentum, in the near term, KLA Corp and Lam Research had their 52-week high resting in July.
Oh, that's why Clack went up.
Applied Material, 52-week highs all the way back in October.
I got a carbo and then I forgot
Now, you could look at that either way. Buy high, sell higher. That's the way I look at things. So I want to own the names that are making highs most recently, not the names that have made highs 9 months ago. But there are others that could look at that and say, from a valuation basis, okay, Applied Materials is in a great position. I think overall,
check engine light sounds
the
like
overriding
the background
thesis,
noise.
at least for me, was that I'm seeing a return to the semiconductor industry.
Please check your engine. Don't worry too much about it, but as soon as possible. All right, baby. So we got push-ups in about 9 minutes. Other than that, you're getting through halfway done with the day, man. It's actually pretty surprising. I can't believe it. We've gone through, you're moving around. But, dude, I think middle of the week we'll get a little bit more. We'll see what tomorrow brings. But, yeah, dude, we're not getting that much data this week. And then, so at least it's good. Unless this turns around by end of day or tomorrow. If you could stay up, that's fine. But, I think a lot of eyes are on whether or not we get this volatility. But I would argue that this is volatility. I think today's title is very applicable. Why? Why is this? I think volatility is back a little bit. Not volatility you saw at the beginning of the year, but in the last 48 hours, I would say this is pretty volatile. Why? Because we're going from not moving 1% in a month to now 1.5%, 2% down, the back up 1.5%. And now today, it's not really off of anything. So that's the only thing that makes me see volatility, is that you're moving way bigger than expected, but now it's not really off the same. Imagine the last couple of months, how many catalysts you've had, and then you would barely move. And now even today, the Nasdaq's up 1.7 off of just nothing happening. So yeah, it's going to be fun. Going to be fun. Apple's still going lower, so they're still dumping ever since ever since Trump made that one comment. Counter trend sell? No, I'm not deciding it yet. That's the problem. There's a lot of people right now, they're either saying it's going to melt up, the rebalance, and then the money, the 100th percentile, or they're saying seasonality is going to kill it. I just see both sides. So, but now I know how the market's been moving lately. Even with Trump, you need the real shift. So it's going to be off of data and confirmation. So we have 6 weeks to get that. If that doesn't materialize, then that's it. Your rip or dump is based off of the SEP. I could stand by that pretty easily. So 6 weeks, be prepared for both sides. And data, momentum, something's going to shift it there in the next 6 weeks. But that's why I'm saying it's either you're going to get real bad seasonality and we get fucked up, or you bounce all of it off of Teflon and nothing reacts, things get good, just how we kind of got here, and then boom, before you know it, you're hitting 6,600 maybe higher. So be prepared for both. That's why everyone could see both sides right now. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people, if you think you're smart enough to figure it out right now, I hope you're not dumb enough to think you're the only one. You see what I'm saying? Everybody sees it right now. Make no mistake, nothing new under the sun. Everybody sees the two ways it goes right now. Only people who are idiots are the ones going all in on it right now. That's how you're going to get clapped. So just be aware from it. We'll know, but that's why we go from small movements to not. But once we get confirmation, I don't doubt it. Everyone's going to pile in on whichever the direction. China's either going to be confirmation or not. You see what I'm saying? So that's it. UPS calls because it was dropping a lot. Then now it's bouncing a decent amount, and then you have a CEO who bought $1 million worth. The data, well, that's only one set. So that credibility, well, the crisis of it will be at hand, but that's what I was saying. That's just one set of data, right? BLS controls CPI and inflation or non-farms, but there's other stuff that could tell you about the economy. That's why during Biden, we saw the data, we assumed it was fake, but then we looked at other things in conjunction. So even though that what you said might end up being true and it relates to credibility, we're still going to be looking, again, the dollar, bond yields, gold, value of currencies, actual trade numbers and deficits. Those will be the things that are going to tell us about confirmation or not, added to data or not. Those are just the headline reports, right? Those are the stuff we focus on, but you could get a real comprehensive look with or without credibility, right? It just, that credibility is just going to make it harder to get it, right? So, ta-da! ANET, KI, PI. Yeah, IS, exactly. ISM. That's why we like the ISM. ISM is private data. That's why I tell you, S&P is private, but, right? And then you have ISM. ISM is one of those. Again, you're going to get housing. You'll have ADP on private, but then you could also get wage employment data, even from corporations and all of it. And even Philly Fed now. And then ultimately, once the Fed starts moving for real, that is always the best signal. Exactly. We always knew it was bad, but then we just went to it. It's always been this. That's why I'm saying, although right away before, on Friday, we talked credibility. And I said, that's the word of the decade. Someone in the chat said it, and I agree with it so heavily. It's just, unfortunately, the credibility crisis started with Biden, whether Democrats want to agree with it or not. So, but that's the point. But what I'm here to teach you and show you is clarity. And like I'm telling you, although we may suspect manipulation, or maybe we're having to operate in a weird situation, we can still get the answer. That's what I want you to focus on. Above all else, you can focus on the other stuff as long as it's not derailing you. But at the end of the day, yeah, the data's always been like this. Other times it was more relatable, but that's not going to stop you. And we could still comprehensively look at all the other stuff to get an idea. And the goal is, whether the data is accurate or not, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to do about it? You have to make sure you're set up and protected no matter what. Clarity. I'm a big fan of clarity. Iren. Altera launched 1 billion debt. Fiserv 2 billion debt. Everybody's doing a fucking offering. That's what they meant by ahead of the August lull for funding. APP on the high. Sipping on some Fiserv. Dexcom on the low. And then Apple too, man. That sucks. Amazon and Apple now. Apple is doing great. And then Nvidia's on the high. But you're staying pinned, bro. This looks like last week. Or even this chart looks like the daily chart of the SPY. You see what I'm saying? Tell me this doesn't look just like the daily when you start to look at it like this. But yeah, solid ass day, man. Off of nothing. Haven't gotten much. Yeah, open they're above the minimum requirement for delisting. So people got hyped on that this morning. And then American Eagle got the Trump comment. So memes got destroyed last week though. Make no mistake, it was like it was a fat drop on the memes. But then again, I showed you this chart late. Speculative activity is still elevated in the last 3 months, but it's also like below some of the other points. XYZ. So they're popping square, block, whatever you call it. SPY getting in red, and then you got CCJ on the high. Uranium. Oh, it's time for our push-ups. Okay, I'm just gonna talk.
Okay, welcome back. The debate continues.
Yeah.
Because I see conflicting stuff all over the place, including what someone just sent me on social media. So, I don't know what to tell you on that. Joe might be off the hook. He might be in real trouble. We'll see. Let's do some more because it's part of the rebalance.
Okay, man, work your body.
You added
I'm doing
crypto
toes,
names.
bro. I don't know.
Block, Robinhood,
My goal,
PayPal,
I'm trying to have the strongest toes on Wall Street.
Because it does follow a note that was out last week suggesting that crypto equities should be bought.
Okay. Again, purely based on momentum here. This isn't so much where quality
purely
is
based
the
on
overriding
momentum.
factor.
Make sure you
The quality
understand that
metrics,
caveat.
Debt to equity, return on equity, and revenue growth, in particular revenue
He's
growth,
saying,
are
obviously,
particularly
if you
strong
ignore
for these
everything
companies.
else,
So that
you
kind
would
of
say
allows
no.
it to get to
But
the next
purely
step. Remember,
based
the
off
first
of
screen's momentum,
momentum,
the second
now you
screen
can
is quality.
justify.
But it is, without question, the overwhelmingly red-hot nature of the momentum, the reason why these 4 crypto names were added.
Bryn, you have Robinhood out of these 4, correct? Is that the only one?
Yep, correct. Yeah. I mean, I'm surprised that I thought Joe added Robinhood before. I'm surprised that hasn't been in there. It's been such a strong momentum name. So it's great to see that in the strategy. I will say where I've noticed after earnings came out last week with Robinhood, it's finally somewhat, I felt like, met some resistance. It's been around this 90, 108 for about a month, which really isn't very long.
We're gonna do it. I want to make the shitty account
here because it's
I want to make the I hate everything
but
account.
I will say, I mean, from
because
the
what you guys
UI,
got to
from the
realize, like I
desktop,
hate
from
a
the
lot of
innovation,
shit that's
this
terrible.
continues to be, I think, one of the
but
more
they still
exciting
run for a little
finance
bit, but then that distracts people,
companies out there.
and then they think the truth is
There
fake
seems to
because
be
the fakeness
an
ran
issue,
for 3 months.
As pointed
so
out
I kind of
by
want to
one
make
of our
it.
viewers,
I'm gonna make a portfolio
if
of
you
every
use
name I hate,
closing
and we're gonna buy
prices
some.
From
And
June
just see
30th to
what
July
happens after 10
31st,
years.
or July 1st to August 1st, you get different results. If you use July 1st, then you're right. If you use July 2nd or June 30th, the other calculation works.
Okay. We should be using...
Look, we have a team of investigators clearly on this.
Investigative reporters on this.
We do have our investigative
Isn't
unit.
AI supposed to solve this?
It is. But again, it depends when you look for the open or the closing prices. But I can tell you our deep team of investigative chart people are on the case, and they will get that to you as soon as possible.
Maybe
Bertha
we should do the
Coombs.
rebalance.
No, we're going to do the news now, which presumably is better than what we've just done. Bertha Coombs.
Timing an issue here as well, Scott. New York
no, 'cause like
Governor
I'm saying,
Kathy
some of
Hochul
them-
said that she is looking
I try
at
to
options.
give you guys like good stuff because I want you safe, and I'm thinking 10 years. That's the problem, and then you'll see shit go. But some of them work. It's kind of a typical thing. Like when I really hate something, it runs. Because why do I really hate it? Because usually it has a propaganda campaign and it's getting pumped, and then everyone's talking about it, and then it makes a crazy move, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, that is objectively trash. And then the making of it running is already there by the time you ask me if I hate it or not. So, but then again, I just tell you what I like. Those aren't real investments in my mind. So, but then again, they move, and I feel like we're getting, as the truth is going to become more of an enemy, I want to highlight both. Well, yeah, I might make that. I want to do it. I want to make the I hate it portfolio, and then you'll see how quick they run, and then you'll see where they end up. But yeah, man, do your push-up. I did, bro. These toe workouts are crazy. To see you buy GME, yeah. But I don't know. Do you know that I bought AMC at $2, and then I sold it at like 38 or 40, and then made another like 30 grand on covered calls? Do you guys know that? For real? Because I've seen some people throw all this trash, but like even some of the trash, we still beat everybody and handled it very well. So, are you aware of that or no? Did I get lost in the sauce? I'd hate for it too. But yeah, did I sell that GME? Remember, we bought one as a test that day. So, I'm not talking about the old ones. I'm talking about new shit. I'm talking about shit right now in real time as it happens, and as there's plays where I'm like, that's too expensive, I would never buy it. I might be down to grab one share at a time and see where it ends up from the moment we have the discussion. Yeah, Tesla. I didn't like Tesla back in the... I liked it, but I didn't. I just didn't like the valuation, but that was the one that got away. A couple of them did. You know about the COVID trade? Nice. Yeah, we did a couple. But some people don't even know the COVID trade. They know TLT, but then they leave out the fact that we made... I think I did another like 80, 100 grand on SPY debit spreads for a penny. So we did that too, but that one gets left out as well. I'm good, baby. I'm chilling. God is good. The Lord knows. Sezzle again. Square's still going up, and the SPY high ticker's actually almost fully gassed, bro. Coin to crazy. Yeah, bro. There's a lot of Chad lore. Roblo at 40, Palantir at $9. Then there's the bad plays like Walgreens and Sam. So you name it, but there's a lot. But yeah, that's why I want you guys to learn. I want you to be safe and thinking for 10 years, but I want to start tracking the hype and the shit that I hate, because I had that idea last year, and if I did it, you would have saw some of them go up and some of them would have been clapped. I just like data. I don't know. I like to see what happens. They're COVID, not because you telling me to get all the money into real estate. I would have burned it all. Amen, bro. Amen. I love it, man. It's good, man. Some of you, that's why I said, y'all listen very early. And if I came across you at that time, bro, it was the perfect time. And if you really acted on it, you literally set up a pretty good decade already. And, may you have more and may you not squander it. That's the other thing. And that's the big part too for some of y'all out here who have done good. Hear me, bro. Hear the standard. Hear everything I'm doing as of late. For you, this should apply more to you, bro, because I don't want to see y'all squander anything. I don't want you to be the guy who you shouldn't have had what you have right now. You know what I'm saying? But you do. So don't waste it. Don't use this opportunity. Don't let it slip beneath your fingers. Don't be the I almost had it guy. You're going to get it. And that's why, man, you take it home to the final stretch, bro. It's going to be great. Because like I'm saying, things are changing, bro. Immigration, the amount of people, a lot of people who had money, they did not handle it over the last couple years, even if they did good. And then do you not see it, bro? People are getting clapped. Do you know how much money in the last 5 years was just people who stole it from the government? Like PPP fraud and all of that. So just, you got to think about it. There's people living, balling, bro. They weren't really balling. That money wasn't there, and now the chickens are coming home to roost. You see what I'm saying? So don't squander it with enough time, even though there was BS. The BS works its way out, and if you followed along, it'll show. So keep it, bro. That's why I said grow. I said stop gambling. I would rather, you know, homeboy the other day, I said, bro, you're better off going to Vegas. You're better off owning a car, buying something you want. Go take your girl out. If you are gambling and the gambling doesn't serve you and it's not helping you and it's only hurting you, you're better off living your life and enjoying it. Because I guarantee you, with that enjoyment and like love of life, I could make you a millionaire more than the bitterness and the depression caused by gambling. Ask anybody. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's crazy. So as long as y'all don't squander it, bro, oh, the harvest is plenty. We've been sent, my brother. So let's go, bro, and I'm proud of it. Amen, amen. We did. We got some push-ups in. Toe workouts for some of us. It's August 4th. God is good all the time. What about sports gambling? Does it serve you? That's it, bro. Are you a loser or a winner? It has nothing to do with your opinion. You get it? Does it help your life out or not? If it hasn't been getting you somewhere and you don't have budget control and your little gambles aren't turning into little down payments here and there, and it's only leading to a hole, every gamble, I don't care what it is, if it don't serve you, you cut it and put it towards what will serve you. Your investment, your long run. Even if you're going to waste the money, most people enjoy wasting money on an experience or something that they have. You know, do you know how many people I saw lose their money and they didn't even enjoy doing it? And then afterwards, they're more bothered. You see what I'm saying? Where some of you, if you just spent that $1,000 and bought something stupid that you wanted instead of gambling it, yeah, you wasted your money and blew it, but at least you're not, like, angry. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, at least you're not, like, doubting yourself, and then you're not, like, having a midlife crisis or a spy. You're like, I'll never do. You see what I'm saying? Like, you let it serve you. And if the gambling serves you, you have a budget, 10% of your 10%, you're applying it, it's growing, and it's completely separate from your life, doesn't affect you, separate from your investing, and you have a whole long term, and you're actually both getting an enjoyment as well as beneficial. I do whatever you want. You're an adult. You know what I'm saying? But there is a realm where if it's not getting you to your goals, if it's robbing your future, if it's robbing your enjoyment, yeah, go buy golf clubs, for real. Do you guys, I don't think you guys get this. I think you think I'm kidding. I'm not kidding. I'm being dead serious. You're gonna make more money listening to this. Y'all don't realize how much bullshit I deal with, and I am so happy. So praise God, bro. All God, and may God be the glory. But this is what I helped to learn, bro. Like, do you not get it, bro? You gotta have a budget, play with an amount. If you're playing, that's not gonna affect you. And start going, bro, for real. Some of you guys in your life, like, The long term is going to get you rich. Real estate will get you all of that get rich quick shit that you think is going to happen. Couple of months, years in real estate and stocks, bro, you're going to get it. But if you keep chasing and you think, like I said, our job here and my goal, I could get you out of poverty. I could make sure you don't have to, with enough time and years, you don't have to rely on anybody. I could do that. Rich is relative, get rich quick, you're mine. That's you do whatever you want after that. But we could make sure you don't have to rely on someone in the long term. That's the goal here. Right? So, but like I'm saying, it's like, dude, if the options isn't getting you there, the gambling, whatever it may be, some of you, if you took this $200, $300 a month, $500 a month, that you are going to blow on gambling anyways. If you just raise the quality of your life with that money for something you truly enjoyed, you're going to make more money. You're going to do better in life. You're going to make better investment decisions. That's it. Bro, how many times do you hear me tell you I'm going to the spa? Guess what? I don't trade that many options this week. I'll go get me a $400 massage, bro. I don't give a fuck. You know why? I would have lost it on a play. And guess what? I'm going to make more money off of that. Oh, I am free, brother. Go. I'd rather go and take my girl out and give her a night and a dinner she'll remember and that she'll enjoy and she'll feel good rather than wasting it on a daily option that I didn't even research because I just woke up and I heard someone talking about it. What are you saying? Quality of life is why you're here, brother. That's what I'm here to do. Again, long-term quality of life. Everything, protecting yourself, not relying, it's all there. So I'm saying, gamble, let it be good. Again, I gamble, you guys. Every time I trade an option, I'm a gambler. I really am. I don't deny it. I don't hide from it. I don't run from it. I'm sorry. I pray to God that I don't lead you down a bad path. And that's why I make changes to make sure you don't. I never was trying to lead anybody down that path. But you have to be mature. You have to be responsible for enough. And from day one, I've always been the guy. You guys know I have money, but you also know I've been trading $20 options. I was trading the 1 penny options before anybody. And I have everything I have. It's a small amount of money, you guys. You have to control it. And if you do that, it will serve you. You can make it serve you. But if it's not serving you, bro, go raise your life. Go live your life with enjoyment. And we'll make so much. I could do way more with that, bro. And we could come together in peace and love, and you live your life, and don't let the stock market turn into something you hate. Because I love it, and it should be something you love. But if you do it, lose money, and it makes your emotions, and you're not doing it, you're gonna hate it. So don't hate it, love it. This thing is gonna work for you. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna work for you. Don't you work for it. That's all, baby. That's all. I'm saying, you'll get it, bro. You guys will get it, and then the trades will work. But you got to have a budget and balance. You know, the people failing on trades are the people who are trying to make the trades change their life. You know that, right? That's it. That's why all these guys who get hit, they understand it at this point. Just don't go for life changers. That's it. You can't do that. That's the only, and then that's what I'm saying, because only a motherfucker thinking it's going to be like a life changer or this or that, that's the only way you're justifying using a lot of money. That's the only way you get to ditching your budget. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're using 10% of the 10% and you don't believe that this next play is going to change your life, then bro, you're going to be fine. But then again too, and hear how I talk about it's gambling. I don't care what you view it as or not, but you need to be real with yourself. And if you could be real with yourself, it's going to protect you. Go ahead. Go let everybody else be what they want to be. Let them get sensitive about calling it gamble. You guys have sex, right? Or do you think sex is dirty, sin? It's in the Bible. You see what I'm saying? Be a fucking adult about it. Grow up. And if you could do that and not get tripped up, know what you're doing, be aware of it, keep the budget in check, let it be a servant. Don't you become a slave to it. You'll be fine. Anything else, then you're playing with the devil. Don't try to draw blood from a stone. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Exactly. Amen. May single play. Good. That's great. But when you do now, but just still keep in mind, because if you're saving your little gambling budget, Just don't gamble big when you first get it. You see what I'm saying? Because now, if month after month, you'll have a lot because it adds up and you're controlling your budget. You'll have something. So just make sure your first play isn't big. But I like that. That's what I'm talking about. If you could stick to that with true discipline, you're going to have fun. You're going to have fun and you're going to have the opportunity to make some. And then without it hurting you negatively. Anything else, though, you're in the market's hands. In the hands of the wild. Well, just watch out, though, because like it does relate to desperate. But like I'm saying, with the whole like I hate it portfolio, just watch what's going to happen. Because what happened in 2020, y'all were down with not being desperate until it went crazy. And then when everybody got rewarded for doing dumb shit, many people regretted not being desperate, as ironic as that sounds. So if you're going to stick with this strategy, make sure you think it through. You see what I'm saying? And make sure you have the right time frame. Because in these instances, it's going to feel one way and then maybe it gets away. But what is our timeline? That's what you got to think about. And if you're cool and you're like, yeah, I'm going to live like this. I'm going to live with the bout. Don't get mad about it down the line. Because again, if you trust it, it will always return to you. Yes, see. Ever since I prayed every day, my life changed. Oh. Well, may the Lord be with you, bro. Keep praying. Keep praying. Praise God, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Where my horn? Horn on. Woo. That's what I'm talking about, bro. A real prayer, bro. For real. And I hope, and may the Lord bless you with wisdom as I've been praying, bro. And like I'm saying, if you think I have anything that you can't get, you're mistaken. You can. But it, again, man, I think it's beautiful. And give yourself your time, bro. Like, take care of yourself, your quality of life and all that. That's it. Like, I take care of myself, right, Chad? I take care of my body, my soul, above all else. But it's like all these things I'm telling you, I do it. That's why I'm able to show up and go how I go. So, yeah, bro, just y'all give yourself time. Protect yourself. Pray. Give that moment for you, man. There's a lot in the world. So take care of you. And at the same time, all of this stuff, just be wise, bro. Be wise. Yeah, and that's why I'd rather have you have a higher quality of life than wasting your money. I don't want squander. I don't want waste. High ticker is almost fully gassed. I don't know if y'all see that. But yeah, you're moving. Making my way downtown. Long turns high and it's going. And it's long turn. And it's long turn. I will save across the month so I could just buy stocks. Yeah, Sarepta is moving right now. Decent on that candle. I'm not going to play it. We should have bought it after we closed the put, but yeah, it's going up. I'm sorry. My bad, bro. And I need you. And I'll hold you. Get it? Because the long-term hold. Okay. Anyways, on that note, before I go crazy, I love you. And God bless America and the vets. It's time to go to Philo. So, I don't know. I still said a couple of praise gods today. But if you don't want to hear about God and all that, you don't have to come. But if you want to, please come. I'd love that. And I hope you have something good. And I hope you have a good, blessed day. And get a long-term and say 10%. So I will see you there. It should take you there. Let me double check. We've had some issues the last couple weeks. YouTube's changing some shits, but, we'll let them. Oh, yeah. See, it says it wasn't set up, but I did it. All right. Well, I'll see you guys there. God bless you. And if you don't want to hear that all, don't come, please. But if you're an open-minded individual, if the world hasn't corrupted you yet, oh, I'd love to talk to you. Amen. Amen. All right. Peace.